क्या हाल है दोस्तों? सॉरी थोड़ा लेट हो गया हूँ आज। पुणे से हम लोग सुबह सुबह आए गए, थोड़ा शूट कर रहे थे ऑन द वे। सुबह तो 8 बजे पहुंचे। देन पीसी वापस सेटअप करने में लेट हो गया गाइस। हेलो रवि। कल मजा आया पुणे में, थैंक यू ब्रो, मेरे को भी बहुत मजा आया। गेमसॉन नहीं है देखो। एमी को बुलाओ ना, एमी एमी। मेरा आवाज आ रहा है ना तुम लोग को?
Right, and so
अभी आ रहा है?
they
हेलो,
strike A, they
अभी
strike
गेम
C,
साउंड
and
आ
then
रहा है क्या?
now they go for a slow default, taking control of mid, but they still have full
यार
utility set up in front of A lobby for the side of Genji, right? They still have TS watching C main. They actually fully control the information on this map. Team Secret simply has information where they're allowed, which is really just C link and A link.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Because from their perspective, the information that they have, they kind of have to make some guesses. So what? I kind of like what they're trying to do right now, just making off of the little sounds that they get from Genji's utility, hearing the drone, and then we get a little peek from Dubstep. But at the same time, they need to be able to block off information and switch things up so that they keep Genji guessing.
Yeah, but right now with the setup they have, it's a very safe setup. And with the ultimates they have in hand, this is intended to be a retake from Team Secret. I cannot imagine otherwise. Borkum has to get out. He has to either just hold site and stay alive or get out of here and keep 5 alive.
All right, 5 HP. Not the worst, but the Nano Swarm will burn him alive instead. Dubstep, right from Garage, goes for a ballsy spray, but Sylvan instantly reacts. He might have a showstopper.
It's still doable,
गेम देखते खाते खाते
You
साथ
can
में
try to go for the showstopper.
बातें करेंगे।
Oh, all right, he's able to try to fly through. Does he bash?
1v1.
Yeah, sight. Not good enough. King still working with his turret to clean up the round. It now goes to 6-2 as we prepare for round 9. And I mean, I think all of us agreed that this was probably going to be a close match, no matter who wins. I know most of us predicted Team Secret, both of us here on the cast did as well, but we did not expect any of the maps to go this way.
This is one of those things where I think a timeout is coming soon, probably. At least for Team Secret, because on all these strats and what we're seeing, it makes sense. Oh, actually, it's a Genji timeout. What?
Okay. No, that's the UI. Yep.
Okay.
The screen says Secret. We've got the giant eye staring down on all of us here in the Sangam Coliseum in Seoul, South Korea. So this is definitely a Team Secret timeout.
Yes.
We have seen winning teams do timeouts just for a little bit of a mental break or whatever.
12,000 ही अभी bitrate bro
Usually it's
मैंने
not like
change
this.
कर
Now,
दिया था शायद.
something I think some of us have mentioned it on the broadcast before. Something Bio likes to do is if the opponent's calling timeout and they win, he'll instantly call a counter timeout just to cool them off again and keep them guessing, right? A lot of these timeouts, sometimes it's a mind game between the two coaches as well. So curious to see, first of all, what is Warbird's answer? I do think you already see some of the glaring mistakes,
That's
right? Your defaults are set up a certain way, but then you don't.
मैं कैसे हो guys? अच्छा हो तो थक गया था.
If you're gonna push
कल
out,
all the
push
way
out
travel
altogether,
करके
commit
पुणे
to
गया,
that.
रात
You're
को
gonna
shoot
default,
किया.
wait to
तीन
hold
दो
for
तीन
the-
shoot
once
किया
again,
हम
you
लोगों ने
have
फिर
4 ultimates.
8 बजे आए
You
फिर अभी
can
बैठा हूँ.
retake any of the sites.
If you have that retake, if you have that rolling thunder, and you have to do that together as a team. What we saw in the previous round was Borkum kind of caught alone on the site itself and unfortunately just couldn't quite stay alive. So Genji currently are playing just a little bit faster than Team Secret.
I mean, look at the tempo change
Okay,
again,
I
right?
like
after,
this.
Yeah, after the timeout, it's a fast strike on Deceive.
ये rushing
Now, they
करते जा
surely,
रहे हैं.
because of the ultimate situation, expect that this could potentially be the ultimate. So they're trying to draw them out one by one. The reason they do a fast strike is this way they can bait out all the ultimates before they have to commit.
That is a fast counter strat in a way of its own. They knew to expect this retake setup from Team Secret. Question is though, will the gunfights go in their way or Team Secret's way? In fact, right now, it looks like it's gonna be Team Secret's. Jeremy just runs straight into 𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐽𝐿 coming up huge as well. A triple kill now to his name. Meteor, the last one left. Down to 9 HP, hiding inside of the dark cover. They know he's there, but he's still slipping back and forth. Quick double, dashing up front. He's going to get third. But Jesse, nail in the head to block him off.
I mean, still Meteor even
क्या
getting
मार रहा है
3
भाई?
with 9 health. I mean, we talk about how we had some Matrix moments. Let me tell you, this one takes a cake. Dodging all the bullets and then landing his own. Unfortunately, just not enough. Jesse Bash understanding they just have to fight 2v1. But again, while it was a lot of investment, good setups, and I think it's important to note, Envy starting to find his aim, starting to find his groove. This was a player that we pointed out as a star player for the side of Team Secret. So many matches.
Really worried about
If
G
he starts to
qualifying.
pop
We
off,
can
things
still do it
could
guys.
get
4 या
different
5.
for the rest
Even if
of
we win
this
4,
match.
I think we can qualify.
That is entirely true.
If we win 5, we will definitely
For
qualify.
these players to come online, we can definitely see that Genji, GodDead, Meteor, these are the ones that you have to disable. Still though, because they're attacking, they're kind of mixing things up right now. And Team Secret, it's up to them to react to this.
Yeah, so
भाई
once again,
Genji
Titan
तो भाई
emptied out,
सिर्फ
locked
rush
down,
किए जा
he's
रहे हैं
at the ready for dubstep. Of course, Sylvan has his own Hunter's Fury, and surely he's saving that specifically for that ultimate. What's the rest of the setup here? Oh,
No
Meteor
way.
trying to buy space by going up into heaven. And now Team Secret, they have more to consider other than just the ultimates.
Oh, all the positioning is being swapped around. Meteor, one little move. The Team Secret are a little more afraid, but this lockdown will give them more security as they push into the site. Jeremy leading the charge now. Envy off the other side. They have the stuns, they have the concussions, and they have those positions locked down. Sylvan, no way you make it out of this one alive. Team Secret coming back into the game.
The timeouts are working for the side of Team Secret, and I gotta say, it wasn't the lockdown that gets them. Of course, we're gonna see the counter timeout now from Genji.
Okay, you were right.
It wasn't the lockdown, because quite frankly, that was meant to be a trade from both teams, right? But it's the flashes afterwards, the flash points from Envy. The timing on that, you see that? I mean, Jeremy just going in right off of the flash. He doesn't even get half blinded by it, and he's able to help clear the site. The double team of Jeremy and Envy, the two rookies on this squad, absolutely impeccable.
अशोक भैया
That's that
और
similarity
दे
that
दो
we
ना.
expected to see from the side of Genji. GodDead
नहीं और दे
Meteor.
दो.
And that's again why both teams are so similar, but we have to call attention to this.
What is up guys? अभी थोड़ी
This is what I'm
एनर्जी आ
talking
चुकी है
about,
अपने में.
Profile.
कल
They're looking to
रात को
stop
गए,
this
परसों
momentum
रात
from
को मैं
Team
4
Secret.
घंटा सोया, सुबह उठा, पुणे ड्राइव करके गए.
The reason Bao waits one
और
extra
कुछ शूट
turn
किया,
is okay,
Watchparty
one
किया,
round it can
Watchparty
go
से
that
पुणे
way.
से निकले.
Let's see what,
एक
you know, my
undisclosed
team
location
calls.
पे गए, वहाँ
You
पे एक
see
शूट
TS
किया.
just call for the fast
वहाँ
push
से
on
5
A.
बजे निकले.
You know exactly what the
8
game
बजे
plan is.
मुंबई
Trade
पहुंचे.
ult for ult. Meteor tries to throw the curveball like taking
सुबह
heaven. Even that works out
6 से
well.
लेके
But then it's Jeremy and Envy. Okay, so now you've figured out, okay, their retakes
26
are
hours
good on A. So how
बाहर
do we
था.
make sure their default
अभी
breaks
थोड़ा
apart
खाया तो
once
अच्छा
again?
लग रहा
That
है.
was the weakness that Genji exploited for so much of
सॉरी
this
थोड़ा
first
लेट हो
half.
गया आज
If
अपने
they
स्ट्रीम
can
को
do it for
चालू
the
होने
last
में.
2 rounds, they'll have an excellent scoreline of 8-4.
That's entirely possible too. Off of this timeout,
I do like to only talk about things that are possible. When
बेटा को
I'm
हरा
guest.
दिया था
I try to
हाँ
keep the impossibles out of the way.
I like the impossibilities though. If
Yeah, I mean,
Meteor had gotten that close.
Yeah, like the what ifs. Like, what if Euro just suddenly shows up on
what
this
if,
map?
What if we had a triple duelist, huh, Will?
Okay, well that did happen actually. It wasn't a nightmare. Meanwhile, 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 just gonna spray through the smoke. So again, the intention here, if you look, the spike was never meant to go straight to A. Genji was just trying to kind of mess up, mess up the default of Secret. And 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐿's response is, well, just spray through the smoke to check if anyone's crossing or not.
And it actually worked, but it also left a little bit of a gap towards the B site, but Jeremy comes straight back in, Showstopper clears out back, and now all they've got to worry about is just mid.
That's what she does.
Genji don't quite
When
have
the
the
crowd showed, yeah, they
firepower
showed a very
either.
big-
So this comes down to a little bit of a firing range, not at least until King shows up on the server.
He's gonna Vandal.
Looking for the next shot, and then the subsequent one. He's down to a 1v1. This smoke a little bit shallow, gives him a little bit more space.
He just sees
Goes
play time.
straight into the pocket, and Borkum wants to force him out into
King's
the open.
yeah, King is playing the gambling game. He's betting that it's not. Oh, he
Oh,
checks for it
God.
as well.
Borkum needs to stick at half at
He has
least.
to stick half. King wins the mind games against Borkum. What an incredible play from King. I mean, taking the risk to jump out of the smoke to first of all scout the position and get into a place where he can continue the jiggle peek. Then banking on the fact that the first one's absolutely a fake. And then checking at the halftime of the next one. And then the third as well for the kill.
And that is why this is his kingdom. Even though his subjects, his loyal subjects, were on slightly weaker weapons, he still made it work off of his own firepower, off of tiny jiggle peaks just to throw Borkum off balance. 4-7 now in this last round of the first half. Team Secret desperately looking to make it slightly easier for the next half.
Yep, last round, that means Genji just taking things step by step, right? Invest utility and then take that area. Very textbook Valorant. They've already taken control outside of Garage. They're making sure Team Secret cannot push out of anywhere. And now with this drone, they know, okay, the only area that Team Secret has invested
He is not out, bro.
is A short.
He can still qualify.
Still, even though they know that, they can't quite deal against the off angle being held by 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒. 3-round burst finds the head, and then the From the Shadows to get even more information. Jeremy even pushing up closer with a Phantom. Takes off 2 players from Genji.
And the great thing there was From the Shadows being used at the same time as the fault line setup, so Jeremy, can push in. So it's just you had too many things to consider, right? It's not an entire like.
कितने मैचेस बाकी है? जी के अभी 6 मैच बाकी है. उसमें से अगर 5 जीते तो डेफिनेटली क्वालिफाई. 4 जीत के we can still qualify.
30 seconds.
अपना राउंड डिफरेंस इतना खराब नहीं है guys. So that is a good thing for us.
Speaking of timing, this one little push from Dubstep might just catch them off surprise, but God's head. Quick reactions. Borkum not able to fight back either. Comes down to a shock dart that destroys the spike planter. Lockdown being deployed. They have to push this. Team Secret knows they have the initiative. They want to go in even deeper. Sylvan tries to fight back, but Jeremy says no. 5-7 will be the score at the end of the first half.
Well, at one point of this half, Quack, we had a 6-2 scoreline in favor of Genji, and I remember I made a comment something like, well, all of us thought this would be a closer match, and guess what? We're right back to a very typical 7-5. Now sides being switched. Team Secret absolutely could make a run back here on Haven.
Entirely possible. I mean, I have to think that this was a map picked by Genji because they saw some weaknesses in Team Secret's play against Peripherals last week. But that said, it's a nice showing that Team Secret still has that adaptability within them. Kind of, you know, sometimes we could just abandon our default. Sometimes we have to try something different, and a new setup perhaps. But now that we go into the next half, this is where we get to see what Genji has to show for us because they haven't really played this in a pretty long time.
Yeah, I mean, Genji not. Now the core of Genji, right, they've played it before, and one of the things I want to note is GodDad has often popped off on the breach here on Haven. I think that's one of the things. The other thing, King, dating back to the DRX and Vision Striker days, he was known to just hold one site on his own.
Hello, little boy. Gene is right. See, I think
just a sheriff. And that
Every
suddenly
time
makes
G
this a
takes a step
two-site
forward
map
ना,
for Genji
तो
on defense
opponents भी
instead
वो
of a
देखते हैं कि
three-site
G
map.
क्या
So
कर रही है.
do
And
those
then I think
factors
we
work
repeat
in
the
favor
same
for
thing
Genji?
sometimes is
So it
what I
looks like
feel.
they might need it.
So
As
I
always,
think that is where we need
things
to
boil down
come up
sort
with
of to this pistol round at the
एक
start
step
of the
आगे
second
रहना है
half.
opponent के.
Team Secret loses it, and Genji just might get their way with this map.
Lots of things to discuss here, of course. Now you are swapping sides, but surely you've checked the tendencies, how the players like to move around. Now, I will say in terms of like pairing and movement of the micro compositions within each team, nothing too surprising, right? We constantly saw the Sova and the Breach help for A main fights from both sides. We're going to probably see that again. Genji going to try to set up Meteor for success and then
मेरा मानना है.
help rotate things over. My big question and my eyeballs are going to be really on King and TS, right? How do they
We need
constantly
to follow
change up their
Fnatic. We cannot
setups
follow
to
any
try to
team
throw
general, bro.
curveball
We
towards
can
the
learn
team's
a bit
attack.
from them.
Yeah, because these two
But अगर आप
teams
पूरा
stick to
copy
the
करोगे
meta.
तो सबको
These two
पता होएगा ना कि
teams
क्या कर रहे हैं.
stick to what makes sense, and when that happens, it comes down to these little micro adjustments, and that is what we see from these players, from the IGLs.
पापा
But
जी
RTS
वो तो
and
मुझे यार
TC
thumbnail
Bash.
क्या है
Of course, on the
thumbnail?
attacking
बरोबर
side,
तो है.
that's where you
Oh, change
just
नहीं हुआ है
might be
क्या?
able to force some mistakes from your opponents. And that's perhaps what this fault line was meant for, just to throw some positioning off.
Oh,
pick up that
sorry
alt
guys.
orb maybe.
मैं
Genji's
upload
already
तो
pushed
किया
out.
था.
Oh.
I
They
think
know they're
that
going to
was
enter a
more
fight,
than
but they
2
have
MB or
3 people with Crossfire
Change
ready.
करता मैं भी.
Now Genji, a very wise choice, right? You don't get the
अभी
instant kill,
ये इको राउंड में करता
Just
कोई.
back off.
अभी तो पिक्सल important है.
and you don't have to give up the entire space. The drone doesn't make it all the way into A long, so you're able to keep that. So now you can leave Meteor. Now you can rotate over, have faith in your sharpshooter on that jet, just to hold that area, hold that site for you.
It's a little bit of a gamble from Team Secret, though. They're thinking that the players were positioned on the A side, but they were so wrong. Genji still not budging from C. Anyone that pushed in, easily dismissed by the frenzy that is in the hands of King and TS now with the classic. Pushing up front, blocking off Garage. It's lights out for Dubstep. And again, Genji finding that pistol.
Yeah, and this all comes down once again to the fact that they were able to just trust Meteor for A site and then make that rotation early. That allowed Goddead to get there in time. TS buys enough time to allow King to stay hidden until he's ready to get the kill. Then Goddead comes in to save King. TS can now strike back again, all off the back of pushing A main
G already out? No,
and
bro.
not overheating.
Yes.
Once again, really pointing out the importance of just knowing what your limits are. And now it's Meteor on that Marshall. We always know he's good for one.
Revealing area.
It's going to be tricky for Team Secret to say the least. Meteor, now presence on the B site. Anyone who tries to go in for a bit of a lurk, not going to happen today. Not for you, Dubstep.
You know, I thought maybe I had spoken too soon, but nope, he's always good for at least one. So Meteor gonna get that kill, and
They need to win 4
again,
matches at
once he
least in
gets
order
the Marshall, once he
to
gets the
qualify
operator,
out of the remaining 6.
it's bad news, especially on a map like Haven where the operator suddenly makes defense so much easier and balanced.
Not just balance, but okay. A little bit weird with the 3-round burst of the Bulldog. It allows for Envy to actually pick up that kill, but he's expecting someone to instantly come back over just to watch that weapon on the ground.
Yeah, oftentimes you'll see teams try to
Oh,
protect
good
the
way to
weapon
pick it
upgrade going over, but they use a fault line to be able to pick it
Oh,
up.
bhai,
and
ye
Team
kya
Secret,
chal
they've
raha hai?
actually set themselves up for success. They do go back down in numbers, but Envy still has a Bulldog.
The rotations. They're rotating off of that one frag from Jeremy, but
One
no!
enemy remaining.
Off of the spike plant, watching the angle into to A Link. They actually get deleted. They got the
Nice.
spike plant though, so
तो इको
I mean,
राउंड
yeah,
हारता है
but
ना guys,
damage
बहुत
may-
बुरा लगता है मेरे
Well,
को.
more so than
Funny.
damage, I think Team Secret
अच्छा
just
नहीं
okayed
हारा
with
भाई,
what they got, right? They got
Genji.
the extra creds from the spike plant. They were still able to take away
Guys, problem
a
ये है
couple
ना,
weapons.
मेरे
They
को
were
अभी
able to get
भूख लग रही है.
2 kill creds. So not the end of the world now. Not enough damage done to Genji to celebrate anything. Yeah. But Team Secret setting themselves up for a little bit longer of a run, maybe a little bit more breathing room here.
I don't know, Will. I'm not satisfied with that second round. I thought they could do more. I thought they could do
सबसे
more.
बड़ी क्या पापा
Well,
जी
yes,
टू वन
and part of
सीक्रेट
that
आई
is because
थी.
they gave us and everyone watching hope that they were able to do more, right? They picked up the Bulldog. They had already set up a lurk in mid. So theoretically, there was a little bit more
Yep.
hope and possibility, but Genji not one
तुम लोगों को
to
क्या लगता है guys कौन जीतने वाला है?
overextend or overcommit to any movements. Now Genji on their bonus, they're just gonna even out their econ for the next round.
Revealing area.
What I don't like about this is that now Genji's really close to the double digits, and because of that, they're going a little bit more aggressive. They know they can take some risks. So it's just going to be a big old exchange right up by A lobby, and Genji are actually coming out on top of this one. Borkum trying to even out the odds back to a one-on-one. He does want that spike.
I mean, this is already disastrous for Team Secret. A round you absolutely need to win with at least 3 people alive, if not 4. You're already down to 1, even if you somehow win this, which statistically speaking, he does have less health. So we got to say, I mean, I got to raise it for Sylvan's side a little bit here, but no matter whether you win or lose, you already feel terrible about round 15. Sylvan now just trying to stamp the nail in the coffin. He's not going to get it.
You forget your place.
Thankful, safe for Team Secret, and a sigh of relief from us casters and honorary Filipinos all across the world. And a very nice scoreline.
I mean, speak for yourself. I'm going to predict it for Team Secret. But
Okay.
you know what? I just want to see good Valorant, all right?
Yes, we want to see good Valorant. And what I see right now is a very nice scoreline of 6 to 9. Okay. But still, this is, again, that play between those two teams. Genji, they knew they were on a save. They knew they would have enough in the next round, so they just went in for that. And they actually got quite a bit of value. Team Secret are on light shields this round. Not the worst thing in the world, but definitely a little bit impactful.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've seen light shields work in teams' favors.
जैसे आपका favorite player नहीं bro?
For your economy. I know a lot of people were talking about Zeta Division taking a page out of Fnatic's book in their Week 3 match.
Yes.
So it can be done, but you got to imagine that right now it's not because they want to, but because they have to on the side of Team Secret here. And Borkum already taking a little bit of a scratch as well. Starting on the back foot, they don't have too much information. So right now they're going to wait until the 1-minute mark to see if Genji pushes. Otherwise, they will have to start to use their drone right at the 1 minute to regain some control.
That is exactly what they're doing. Just to clear out A, quite a bit of utility spent already.
बहुत ज़्यादा utilize कर दिया drone में अगर कोई दिखेगा नहीं.
Having the guns, they are just backing up. They're actually allowing for this A main push, but at the same time, pushing on the other side of the map as a duo, they take Borkum away.
Daddy, आप आ रहे हो 2 मिनट को string को take over करो ये map के बाद
here's the
मैं coffee
thing,
बना के आता
Genji,
हूँ.
they have no reason to rotate off of that because they've intentionally already left A open because they're going to retake it with the lockdown if it comes down to that. So now that they've seen
Thank you for the 179 chatty.
they suspect, yeah, it's going to be a C-side hit.
This is painful, Will. 20 seconds remaining, and you have no choice but to commit to this.
down.
They have to shoot it, but King has laid it out open as a trap. You have activated my trap card. I am going to send you into the Shadow Realm. Dubstep has a guardian, but not quite landing the shots. He's going to have to save this thing.
Yeah, I mean, boy, this does not feel good at all, right? Not only are you forced to save, you're forced to save a Guardian, and not your weapon of choice perhaps in most rounds. And the thing is, you have to recognize that you were absolutely read like a book, right? You were suffocated to the point where you had no information until the 1 minute mark. Then you used the drone, but Genji already empties out that side of the map. And the other thing I like about that is, as soon as they hear the drone, they push out a C main to check 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒. I mean, this was very, very calculated coming out from TS and his teammates. Team Secret, do they recognize that in game? Because if not, surely after this round, we see their second timeout.
Bro, Sam, we already have a big coaching staff.
I
think who will help.
rather than
Who
later,
will do
because if
everything
you
they
don't,
can to help.
and fast
the team.
plays from
I know the
TS
losses
on
are
Genji
tough.
comes out. Your
A close
ultimates
game. Again, मैंने तो बोला मेरे हिसाब से क्या
nullified.
problem है. I feel we need to
Well,
be
now
one
you're
step ahead
kinda
of the
stuck in
opponents.
mid. You
Right
don't
now
have
we are
any
doing
information
good
covering
stuff.
your
We
backs.
are
Of course, it is a Eco as well for Team
doing, but
Secret.
जब opponent को वो दिख जाता है कि
But
हम क्या
Genji, I
कर
mean,
रहे हैं, then that is the
let them
time we
have
need
Garage, right?
to
That's the
adapt.
plan here. They have shorter weaponry, no reason to get into a gambling position. Just hold these long angles, and we'll know when they come in. We'll just go for a retake if we need. Just hold A site, all good.
So much presence everywhere. Genji are prepared for whatever TS throws at them.
I mean, it's all crossfires except for Meteor, who's trying to rely on his tailwind to get out if he needs. And
Oh no. It almost came down to it. This one play from Garage too, but it kind of falls apart. Envy though from middle.
oh, trying to swing out off of the stun.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, yes. Ready for the ace. Looking for the ace. Now this does get all three.
So they're okay. They're covered by the smoke, Will.
Envy needs to pick off one. Oh, he doesn't get the kill instantly.
Arre re
and then he panics.
bechara.
I mean, you can feel it in his aim. He knows he has to get the kill instantly. He knows there was no more hope. He invests the rolling thunder into the future of Team Secret here on Haven, and it's gone all down the drain.
That's just that stock market is crashing. I am speechless. We had a showstopper at the start of the round. We're seeing it in that replay. It did not work out. Envy had a pretty good frag, had the rolling thunder, invested it, repositioned all the way to C long, but covered off because of that smoke. Tagged up because of a few shots from Genji's players. He could not land a subsequent shot. And this is now double digits, past double digits for Genji. That timeout that we were talking about, Genji still has one in the pocket. Does not look good for the future of Team Secret, at least in this map.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely
तो ये
not
तेरा
on
phone और
Haven
तेरा
and Genji. Not
shit
only
नहीं
are
चलने
they
मतलब आराम
identifying
से
some of these weaknesses, I mean, the
एक phone बुलाया था मेरे
cleanliness
को
from Team Secret's calls that we've come to see on some of their other maps, right? Like Ascent, right? Like
तब अभय
Fracture.
पटेल
We're not seeing that on Haven.
I thought G
and
would be
Genji's
very aggressive
exploiting
team
that
as they have
very
4
well.
duelists. Instead, they
I
become
think
very
Genji
defensive.
also actually just adapting
अलग-अलग match देख रहे
mid-map
शायद अपन
to the fact that, okay, Team Secret, they're going to
They are
start to panic because
defensive.
they can't
No,
get a
not they are
lead
very
here on the
aggressive.
scoreboard.
In
Let's
fact,
use
they are
that
overeating
against
at
them. We're
times.
seeing that round to round, and
time
that's
तो
how
यार.
TS is getting all these
अभी
good
खेल रहे
leads, right?
साथ
It's
में.
not simply off of, I mean, surely they've prepped with statistics and whatnot and VOD reviews, but just in the
Hello,
game, TS is starting to
Darshan.
feel, okay, if I'm panicking, what would I do?
Double
Okay, yeah, I would
controller
probably
new
invest
meta.
my ults to try to overcome this eco round.
I'll probably rotate over to C long.
Exactly. I mean, it's just read like a book, step by step. And now Genji, they finally make a switch. Look at this. The operator now comes in, and see, it's only Jet. It's an absolute trap here on A site.
Opaji 2.0.
All the killjoy utility, all the players set up to control A short of all things. The paint shells.
Who am I? I am
does make
HellrangeR.
it
I'm
a
just
trade.
tired after the
And then
long
the
drive
Alzo,
from
but not
Pune.
quite deep enough
पहचान
to
नहीं आ
suss
रहा
out
क्या?
positions of King and TS. This crossfire is lovely.
Okay, if you're Team Secret, even if you don't have information on, you know, behind you for the flank, you can't force this. You've already seen the skills of, utility of 4 different agents here.
But Genji pushes. What? Genji pushes into
शक्ल
the
हारने कैसे नहीं
firefight.
हुआ?
Will,
शक्ल
what?
Well, let me tell you, sometimes casters are just outright wrong because Team Secret just gets kills, and they're going to be able to get the site for free. God Dead just waiting for that final moment.
Oh!
हारने के बाद नहीं, पुणे से इतना long drive था ना तो थक गए हम लोग.
A double kill, in fact, for God Dead. Dubstep thankfully puts an end to that.
I think Meteor tries this. I think if you're Meteor, you try it. You do have money. If you get 1 kill, you can try to open things up.
He's got a shorty.
Shorty. Yeah,
gonna
change to Shorty. Oh, but he's baited entirely.
Nice try.
Great switch up from Envy. I don't mind the try from Meteor.
They can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, you can afford it, and also, you know, you didn't have, obviously, ideal.
मिर्ची खाने से दाढ़ी लंबी होती है तो भाविन भाई बहुत मिर्ची खा रहा है आजकल लंबी हो.
The try itself, a valiant effort. You also have many rounds in the bank.
यार चाबी कौन बोला बे? तन्मय गुप्ता.
Speaks volumes to their
ब्लॉक कर दिया
confidence
तन्मय
in
गुप्ता को.
anything.
चाबी बोल दिया यार.
Just looking for those quick scopes, looking to turn those duels into
I'm doing
one-on-ones.
Bhavin cosplay.
But smart plays from Team Secret, especially with Envy just circling around that cloudburst. Still, quite a bit for Team Secret to climb back into the game. They need so many wins in a row, 4 wins in a row, just to even out the odds.
It's going to be an early rolling thunder as soon as you hear the spike plant, I think. Yeah, they were prepped for it. They already flooded A-Link. Borkum, the only one alive.
पुणे से कितने लोग हैं यहाँ पे चैट में? तू कल आया था वॉच
Still
पार्टी में.
alive. Teammates here for backup. The crossfire from Jeremy. They still need
पुणे
to
वाले
clear
लोग
up
हैं
Borkum if they
इस
want to try to
चैट
push
पे.
this, so they have to wait for the plan
आओ
to happen.
कौन है
Look at
पुणे
your
वाले लोग?
map though. TS actually wrapping all the way around from mid to cover the turret.
एक दिखा अभी तक एक.
Oh, but Dubstep expects
So
it, finds
Simpson.
his head. And now all we're left with are 2
G
players.
playing
each
5 for
from
next
A and
match.
C Link.
Yes,
He
we are
knows
playing
to
5
watch
for
it,
next
but he
match.
went a little bit too aggressive.
Playing 5 कौन है
Now the
वो
off angle,
coaching
the
staff
control
decide
play
करेगा.
from Envy, Borkum. All you got, all you need, 1 bullet.
I mean, God, Dead,
Next
surely
next watch
safe
party
is
location
the
क्या होना
no
चाहिए भाई?
reason.
चैट में सबसे ज्यादा पब्लिक कहाँ से?
Potential extra ult point and some creds over to Envy. You're also not sitting entirely healthy on your economy anymore if you're Genji. So the wise choice made by Goddead.
Delhi,
Team Secret, they're
Kolkata,
looking alive. I
Ahmedabad.
like it, right? Borkum escapes
तो सबसे
the
ज्यादा नाम
rolling
क्या दिखता है मैं
thunder,
उसका
and that
जज
keeps
करूंगा,
this
ठीक है?
round going in
वही
their
दिख रहा है अभी
favor
तक।
for Team Secret.
A sudden fast switch up off the timeout.
नाशिक,
Go in for that
नाशिक
B-side
बेचारा
pick.
एक ऐसा नाशिक आके गया।
Something that Genji doesn't really defend at all.
दिल्ली,
So
बैंगलोर,
it
अहमदाबाद,
works out for the time being.
बैंगलोर आ
But
गया,
we-
मुंबई
three
आ
more
गया
rounds,
वापस।
Will.
Yeah, there's still a ways to go now. If you're Team Secret, sure, you're happy that it's not match point yet. Meanwhile, Genji, you gotta say, you know, if you're gonna invest in
So
this
वो
round,
गूगल
this has to
फॉर्म
be
हर्ष
right.
भाई,
If you're buying
गूगल
half
फॉर्म
armors
हमने
and
देखा
full
था,
buffs,
बहुत सारे
you're
लोगों ने उसमें
probably
बहुत
planning
सारा
to use it on just
स्कैम
you
ट्राई
have
किया
to
है।
secure this match
अलग अलग
point
सेम
to
आईपी
sit
एड्रेस से अलग अलग
comfortably
ईमेल एड्रेस डाल
have
के
a little bit more time to close
डिटेल्स
out the
भरे
match.
या फेक डिटेल्स भरे,
I don't know how comfortable
ये
it's
सब
gonna
किया
be,
है।
though.
तो हम लोग
The
का सही
P-cells
डेटा,
might just be able to damage
बट हम
up
लोग
B
करेंगे
here.
दूसरे सिटी में करेंगे। मैं सिटी
Operators
पूछूंगा
stalk away,
नेक्स्ट
and
वाला
he's
कौन सी सिटी में
falling back.
करे, में करे या बैंगलोर में
managing
करे
to
या दिल्ली में करे।
teleport all the way
Yeah,
to the
Ahmedabad
back of
में
defender
गए।
spawn. He's
Office
trying to
पुणे में,
cause some
बाप रे।
chaos himself,
He
trapping
already
them
has.
inside of A-Long.
Yeah, I mean, that's allowed Jeremy to just get into the site. They've really split up all the forces of Genji here.
और मैं
And the
अच्छा खासा
lockdown
crowd
as
है।
well.
वही तो फर्स्ट सीजन में बोला था लॉक इन के टाइम पे कि अहमदाबाद में वो लोग को एक वॉच पार्टी हो, हम
Still
लोग हेल्प
Meteor,
करेंगे।
yeah, does go down instantly. He gets
हाँ, तो बोला था।
traded, but
Cover going
it's
out.
still going to be the site in control for Team
Ayo.
Secret. Borkum doing what he can here.
आ रहा हूँ मैं।
Last player standing.
Oh no.
Swing.
Well, now they know exactly where
Please.
Envy is.
इस टाइपो है या
In one situation
Helga.
too, they're thinking that he might have gone over to C, but
They're just trying to regroup here on the side of
Thank you.
Genji. I
Oh,
think it
Watchparty.
has to be, right? Surely
तो तेरा क्या मजा
really
आएगा।
heard the potential sound and the footsteps of the member here. So they're sticking together. Yeah, no need to fight 1v1, especially because
Not
King was
fault
low.
My name is
Okay, well, now you know.
also Genji.
Oh, Envy, he knew as well. He saw the recon bolt come out,
That's
but can't reset his aim in time. And Sylvan will clutch it out.
that does
Counter
not
analysis
feel
में तू।
good for Team Secret. Getting that
Indian
swing
casters के साथ
off
दे दूँ
of
क्या?
King's
सीधा चिल्ला
contact
चिल्ला के बोल देता हूँ What are you doing bro?
doesn't quite matter.
हो जाएगा क्या
The
एनालिसिस।
strat was good from Team Secret, but down to the final moments, Genji
वही करेंगे हम लोग गारंटी।
just a little bit more controlled.
बाद
Yeah, and again, I mean, the fact that they regroup, right? King calling, I'm low on Ho. I'm not going to peek. I'm actually just going to run away as far as possible in case he pushes out with the fault line. It all leads to success. King taking the first bullet, and then Sylvan good for the 1v1. Team Secret, not going to rush it entirely, but now they have to because Dubstep's been taken down. No one's watching their flank. They can't settle with just a site. They have to push out. I mean, sure, they send Jesse Vash to look for a flank, but Jeremy needs to hold this position. It's too many angles. He's got to back out.
Yeah, Genji instantly knows how to react to it too. Instantly backing all the way off. Rolling Thunder just to give him a little bit more space, and Jeremy looks to eliminate some of them in that equation, but doesn't quite happen the way that they wanted it to. Losing players in the process. It's up to Jesse, Bastion, Borkum. 2-on-3. Here's the teleport. Goes inside of it, but no. TS a little bit faster. J Vash now lines it up, but
सी मेरा
Solar
prediction perfect था।
exposed. Meteor
एकदम expert।
will be able to find that last frag that
पोपा
sends
जी आ रहे
the team
पोपा
over
जी
the edge,
बेचारे
13
ऐसा
to 8.
कल हम लोग सब लोग बहुत लेट पहुंचे
Genji
पुणे से
claims
बॉम्बे
map 1.
आधे नींद में सब
Genji
लोग उठ के
taking
काम
their
कर रहे हैं
pick
वापस।
on Haven, correctly identifying the habits and
Watchparty
patterns
खाने में।
here for the side of Team Secret. Not an entirely one-sided
खाने में।
map, but I would say in terms of what we saw round to round, Genji never really felt too shaken. Right, Team Secret, it was more ball always in their court to try to come back, and they were able to do it off the back of a couple heroics. You know, 1 or 2 rounds that were really good off of the timeout, but then instantly Genji strikes back. They adjust without as much investment, and Genji stays ahead, finishing off at 13-8. And again, a lot of these I think were some of those fundamentals, right? And we're starting to see some of the members of Team Secret panic as they were losing more rounds. Their aim getting shakier than we were used to seeing in weeks 1 and 2.
And that's again the thing that we were kind of discussing right at the start of the match. when you have two teams that are that similar, when they're playing that similar composition, you need that extra edge. You need to find that inspiration, whether it's pre-game or during the game. You have to come up with a strategy that your opponents aren't expecting. Team Secret didn't quite show us that in this map. Genji did.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, one step ahead, right? One step ahead in reading what the similarities are of how you're going to try to plan to move around the map, both in terms of composition and just style of each team. And I hate, I'm not saying it's all on one player's shoulders, but let's say it like it is. Envy was popping off on a lot of these other maps they played in weeks 1 and 2. Just nowhere near the firepower today on Haven.
Not quite. Even down to that little round with the Rolling Thunder, he managed to get one with the Sheriff. He managed to get a few shots with the Sheriff.
Yeah, I am old, bro. I know I am
down
old.
To those clutch situations. Not quite the performance that we saw last week. On the other hand, for Genji, though, still smart calls from TS. Smart plays from his teammates, Scott, Den, Sylvan, King, in fact, at times, who did get a clutch, unlike Envy, and then Meteor, I think, still just showing us how much potential he has with those plays, that one play inside of the Cloudburst. That, I can't forget that one.
Yeah, and I think this is where you want to be if you're Genji, right? Sure, sometimes give the space and rounds that Meteor wants to do his heroics, but don't center everything around. Because when you do that, you start to get read very easily. But right now, we're seeing them actually work more off of the initiators and the way they play. On defense, we're working more off of King and his setup, and that allows Meteor to then have some breathing room and say, I can do this. I can do this on my own. I can do my heroics. I can play with mechanics and win us a couple rounds to bring things back.
And that's exactly what happens, but that's only what we've got for Haven, because on to the next map. That's one where Genji might look a little bit uncomfortable. I guess that's what Team Secret are looking to exploit.
I mean, DFM, last week showed us the exact weaknesses of Genji's fracture, right? I mean, on top of that, sure, some members of Genji maybe not performing as well as we're used to seeing from them. But DFM showed the weaknesses that come. I'm interested, does Genji come with something different? And also, what does Team Secret have prepared? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to find that out in just a short moment. We'll go to a break. When we come back, the disc breaks down the actual map 1 and sets us up for map 2 on Fracture.
Some ways slightly better than LAN also, but a lot of fun. Yeah, if you thought Brewdog was fun, so it was easy. It was lit AF. Yeah.
Could make all the difference, and he wants to go in fast.
You're part of our
It's still the same situation. The remaining players are really respect.
So prediction on VCL SA winner.
The fault line isn't good. Oh, that's crash. The rest of them are arriving late to the retake and kind of retake. I mean, at least.
ब्रूडॉग वाला बेस्ट रहेगा हमेशा. ब्रूडॉग वाला तो बहुत अच्छा था, बट फिर हम लोग ने ब्रूडॉग में बहुत चीज नोटिस किया. ब्रूडॉग तो ऑब्वियसली मतलब बहुत जन का फर्स्ट अच्छा वॉच पार्टी एक्सपीरियंस था. पर देखो जी का तरीका ही ऐसा है कि अभी इधर पहुंचा, फिर थोड़ा इधर, फिर थोड़ा इधर, फिर थोड़ा इधर. तो बॉम्बे वाला वॉच पार्टी अच्छा था, वाला वॉच पार्टी और ज़्यादा अच्छा हो गया. अभी होपफुली अगला बॉम्बे वाला वॉच पार्टी और भी ज़्यादा अच्छा करे. आज होटल में वॉच पार्टी करने के लिए कर देंगे यार, बट सी फॉर आज द वॉच पार्टी नीड्स फन एक्सपीरियंस फॉर एवरीवन. नॉट लाइक वांट टू फिल्टर आउट के एज ग्रुप का, ये लोकेशन का लोग नहीं करना. आइडियली ऐसा कुछ करेंगे किसी दिन, ऐसा एक मैदान खरीद लेंगे अपन, उधर ऐसा बड़ा शामियाना लगाते ला. हाँ अगर चैट में कोई है जिसके पास एक बड़ा मैदान है तो बता दो भाई. यो गार्डन गिरे उधर जर्सी के साथ जियो डालना पड़ेगा. फोरम का 4th फ्लोर दे सकते हैं पॉपटेट से बात करके, पूरा टेरेस अपना है क्या इतना बड़ा, तो ट्राई करते. एक्चुअली लोगों को बैठ के आराम से एंजॉय करके खाना है, पीना है, पानी पीना, कॉफी पीना, चाय पीने, ऑरेंज जूस, चिल करने का। अगर पुणे का वॉच पार्टी किसी को पता है तो करण कांचन आया था, उसने 1 घंटा ऑलमोस्ट परफॉर्म किया, 1 घंटे से ज़्यादा ही परफॉर्म किया। और कुछ तो भाई एकदम ही नए ट्रैक्स। हाँ, भाविन भाई और मैं नाचता था, जो कभी नहीं नाचता, मैं तो कभी नहीं नाचता। हाँ, करण कांचन, यूनिक, ऑफ कोर्स अपने क्रिएटर बैकग्राउंड से ये लोग सब तो आए ही थे, बट मज़ेदार था। हाँ, यूनिक भी आया था। चलो, जो जिस लोग ने भी अलग अलग सिटीज़ मेंशन किया ना चैट पे, तब बॉम्बे वाले लोग के लिए क्वेश्चन है, तुम्हारे लिए कौन सा आर्टिस्ट आना चाहिए अगला? और सेम बैंगलोर वाले लोग के लिए भी, तो तुम्हारा सिटी और आर्टिस्ट नेम ऐसा चैट पे स्पैम कर दो, ताकि आइडिया है कि उधर के लोगों को क्या पसंद है ज़्यादा। शाहरुख खान, तन्मय भट्ट। देखो, मैच का वॉच पार्टी में ना 2 चीज़ हो सकता है, या तो हम जीत सकते हैं या तो तुम हार सकते हो। जीतोगे और तन्मय भट्ट जोक मारेगा तो कोई सुनेगा नहीं, हारोगे और तन्मय भट्ट जोक मारेगा तो लोग हमको मारेंगे। थोड़ा कॉम्बिनेशन सोच के बोला। अच्छा, मुंबई में तन्मय भट्ट फैंस काफी है, तन्मय पड़ेगा। मुंबई में किंग क्या आएगा? मुंबई में किंग, नॉट बैड आइडिया। One bomb.
Welcome back to
but
BCT
where?
Pacific. We just completed game 1 for today.
He
Team
should
Secret.
disband, man.
And
देख, अगर हम डिसबैंड कर देंगे, कहाँ कौन से चैट में आगे से हेट रायता फैलाएगा।
they both played really well.
तेरे लिए हम लोग ये सब ऐसा
but it
स्पेंड
just
कर रहे
seemed like Genji
हैं,
was
इवेंट
really
कर
Team
रहे,
Secret.
टीम बना रहे, ताकि तू चैट पे क्या ऐसा सब गाली दे सके। ब्रो, नहीं तो तू क्या करेगा लाइफ में? समझ रहा है ना? और गेमिंग इन द हाउस, डिवाइन मुंबई। ब्रो, डिवाइन है ना कंटेंट हाउस में 2-3 बार आया है, सच बोलता हूँ। किसी ने रिकॉर्ड नहीं किया, कुछ नहीं किया। डिवाइन और हम लोग को साथ में काम करना है, बट भाई राइट नाउ देयर आर कंस्ट्रेंट्स, बीट इन एनीथिंग, उसका डेट्स हो या अपना लेवल ऑफ फाइनेंसेस या वो टाइप का। लाइक इफ यू वांट टू डू एन इवेंट विद डिवाइन, and we probably do it at an arena which has maybe 600,000 people. अब मजा आएगा। वो लोग के लिए ऐसा डिवाइन तो उसको भी मजा नहीं आएगा।
Pretty much everybody on the team, because they were clutching when they
हम लोग हैं अच्छे फ्रेंड्स,
everybody
ऐसा
had their
नहीं कि नहीं।
moments. You had 3 different 4Ks for Genji with TS
हाँ,
King and
तुम
Silva. Even I mean,
लोग
Silva, I think,
पहला इस
you know,
वीडियो
you
को
and I
अगर
were
मतलब अभी तो 100 लोग
wanting
देख
a
रहे
little bit
हैं,
with some of the Silva
जब
utility.
400
There
हो
were some
जाएंगे तो
times where
चलो
we felt
बात
like
कर।
he could have been a little bit more impactful with it. So
One
I
bomb
think
in
we're still
Delhi.
seeing
One
some
bomb in Delhi, I will
growing
try.
pains, putting Silva into the
But वही
initiator
ना, वो
role.
मतलब
But I mean, you can still
there's
see
no performance
why
there.
they're confident to keep
One
TS
bomb
on
will
the
sing
spokes.
his songs.
He's insane on it. He's always
वो
seems to
अपना
be in the
मैच
right
के
place at
वाइब
the
के
right
साथ
time. Like
शायद
him
नहीं
maneuvering
बैठेगा।
himself to interesting spots. This guy right here was absolutely magic. Well
Why not
deserving
King
of
मुंबई
this.
वॉच
Of
पार्टी?
this
जिस दिन फाइनल में गए ना,
throne.
चलो डिवाइन एंड किंग
All
लॉक।
hail
guy-
King King.
I will.
ठीक है, 1000
Yes,
people
long may he reign.
Yeah, with his low poly.
मेरे जेब से निकाल के सेल्फ फाइनेंस करेगा।
It's great.
अबीश इन
It
बैंगलोर।
is great though. But yeah, I mean,
Abhish
King,
Abhish
kind
is
of the
now in
highlight. I mean,
Bombay,
TS
bro.
obviously he was looking incredible. We've seen often.
कोलकाता अरिजीत सिंह
TS,
भाई, ये
especially
लोग
at the
सब
start
क्या
of the
क्या
series,
चीज
it was
बजे।
very much the same
भाई
as TF, but
सुनो, हम लोग
comes out
स्पोर्ट्स
and
में है,
performed
इंडिया में,
well.
ठीक
This
है।
time it was
ऐसा
everybody very much around him, but
तुम लोग जो
I mean,
आर्टिस्ट
good
रेकमेंड
God,
कर रहे हो ना,
King
वो
has
ऐसा
some insane moments on this map. Plenty
डेविड
of which
कोटा को
we'll
लेके
get
आते
into
फिर
in a
भोपाल
bit
में।
once we dive into some of the
और
highlights,
फिर
but a wonderful performance, and it was one of the things that
Hey,
William and
but-
Quack were talking about. You think back to his Vision Strikers
English,
era,
हाँ।
even at times when he was on Slayers, when on Slayers was competing.
Paycheck
was
stealers,
that
to be
second
honest.
place team
Thank you,
Korea.
Deadly. Thank you so much.
You can leave him
Thank
alone
you.
on a site. and
और
it's-
है तो और
it's-
फैला दो यहाँ
you're
पे।
you're never really
बहुत
that
मजा आया तुम्हारा
concerned,
चैट पढ़ के, सब
when
मन से
King is
खुशी
just
आया।
alone in his spot, because oftentimes
गाली
he's
दे
good
सकते
for
क्या
like
स्ट्रीम पे?
2 to 3 kills.
Yeah, and he definitely proved it
Officially
in
नहीं दे
this
सकते,
particular
but
game.
यार,
Now,
मुआ,
this
मजा आ
game
गया
started
और
pretty
और
hot.
गंदगी फैला दे
You
भाई।
know, even round 1, straight off the bat, a very exciting pistol round. Do you want to take us through that?
Sure. I mean, honestly, this was a great read from Secret, and it really set the bar high. And it's like,
He
okay,
makes
they
impossible
have a
possible.
very good
हाँ भाई, मैं
idea
इसलिए
of
बोल रहा
how
हूँ ना, अगर
Genji likes
finals
to
गए
play
ना,
this. They completely
तो चलो,
abandon
we
the
will
C
definitely
site.
try
They
Divine
know
and
this is being
King,
taken, but they also
and
know
maybe a
that
location
Sylvan's
that
gonna
can
be
house
sat
like
back going for
1,000
this
plus
late
people.
lurk position.
वो
And
1000
then
भरना
they
तुम्हारा
just
काम है बाद में,
cruise
मेरा
around.
काम
By
नहीं
the
है.
time Sylvan realizes it's far too late, he's already dead. They get
लोग
the
जीत
kill.
गए.
We'll go ahead and we'll fast forward as they get ready to go for this retake. So now they have a 5v4, and this is where it's like, okay, yeah, Secret, they're going to be able to take this pistol. They have a really good pistol win rate coming into this, 70%, I believe. But it starts falling apart. They get that initial kill. Now they're in a 5v3. But then King, again, this guy ends up being good for it. Finds two before getting taken down. Dubstep Jesse Bash fighting back, and then it's the 𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐿 at the end of it all, the captain of the team, who barely manages to clutch it out with 14 HP remaining. It was a nail biter of a
में से असली
pistol
पापा
round,
जी
but
ये
shows
और मैं
Secret,
दे
they
रहा हूँ
have a
अभी.
good understanding of how Genji likes to tackle this map.
तो में से असली पापा जी को ले.
They weren't really able to play around it too much. We saw some rounds where they really figured out what they were trying to do. We saw that, you know, that aggro rush coming in, trying to
अरे
get themselves out,
बेस्ट
up in the
बात
window,
किया भाई
up
वेदांत
with
कोटकर
Showstopper.
ने
So there
डेडली
was some
जीजी
good
को
reads
थैंक यू
from
बोल
Secret,
दिया.
but Genji,
सब
they
लोग
also
चैट
did
पे
not
डेडली जीजी को
Yeah.
थैंक यू बोल दो ना
That's right,
प्लीज एक
Superman.
बार मजा आ जाएगा यार.
There were moments
बेचारा इतना
where
ट्राई कर रहा है
they
हेट
just
फैलाने का.
got the perfect read on
जितने लोग
Genji.
चैट में ना सब
Yeah.
लोग
Well,
थैंक यू
even when
डेडली
Team
जीजी कर दो
Secret
उसको थोड़ा
is being
स्पेशल फील
aggressive
होने
on
दो
the defense,
क्योंकि वो स्पेशल फील होगा ना लाइफ में
and they
तो
just
बहुत
read it off.
अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाएगा
Style
उसके
and
बाद.
prep. So
ठीक है सब लोग
like
चालू
at the
करो
very
पहला मैं ही
beginning
चालू
of
करता
this,
हूँ
I
बाविन
was
के
hoping
आईडी
we
से.
get a little bit more at the beginning of the round here.
किधर
It's a
गया
blast
उसका नाम
back in a
थैंक
window.
यू
There is a nano swarm in the corner of
डेडली
window and
जीजी.
a turret back by attacker
ठीक है
spawn
चलो
here.
डाल
So
दिया.
they're ready for this
डेडली जीजी
blast
अगर
back
तो अभी भी
satchel
चैट पे है
charge,
तो पढ़ ले
ultimate combo
थोड़ा खुश हो
that
जा.
we've seen from Team
उसके बाद
Secret
पेच
before, and
एक्सटेलर्स
it's
के बाद कुछ
perfectly
और
poised
बोलना है
to
तो वो
counter
डाल
it.
दे.
So this is
फिर हम लोग
this
उसके
is
बाद
this
भी थैंक यू
vile and
बोलेंगे.
prep. Like
उसके
when
बाद
he
कुछ
comes in
और
here,
रायता
he's got
फैला
the
दे.
prep
तो
time
उसके
as
बाद
a
भी
coach,
थैंक यू
he
बोलेंगे.
brings it in.
ठीक है
And he
शायद बोर हो
has
जाएगा
them
लाइफ
ready
में
for
और
these
करने को
set
स्टार्ट
plays
कर
that
दे.
Team Secret wants to run. They
सही है
counter.
मजा आ गया भाई सबको
Yeah, I mean,
पर्सनल
this is
शाउट
such
आउट.
a standard
Divanshu,
one at this point.
Darshan.
Oftentimes it's obviously going to be the Jet with, you know, the Blade Storm, or even sometimes we just see it with a Phantom in hand. And you go
Dash,
for that set play,
Rivan,
the ball
Relay,
comes across, you try to get the suns
लोग
out, rush
मजा आ
through
गया
that
भाई
window,
मजा आ गया
and come up with
सबने
multiple kills. They say,
डेडली
hey,
जीजी को
look, he's
थैंक यू
got
कर
this
दिया.
showstopper.
डेडली जीजी डिस्बैंड ही होता.
Get this preset util. It's a very well done round. I think, you know, obviously from both sides, Secret.
Guys,
they
देखो
feel like they
सैटी
have
अपने
the
से
upper
बेटर
hand at
फुल
this moment.
टाइम
They think they can
कंटेंट
get
मेकर
apart, but Genji just one step ahead.
स्ट्रीमर सब बन सकते हैं.
There was one
पर सैटी
particular
बनते
round
नहीं. He's
where
always
they
behind the
really
curtains,
got
guys.
close, where Meteor looks like he is about to clutch.
Yeah, I mean, there was some. It just goes to show, like, we wanted Meteor to level up. Envy, by the way, big shout out to him. He was super impactful in getting all of the rounds that Secret weren't able to get at the beginning. But then Meteor nearly pulls this off. Jesse Bash, last man standing at the very end, manages to find.
लोग लगता है प्लेयर चेंज कर देगा जिसके लिए इतना टाइम लग रहा है.
This is one that did go Genji's way. In a thrifty king.
Opa telling you थाने next. भाई थाने में तुम लोग
finds two quick kills. Everybody else
300-400 लोग भरोगे क्या?
There's pressure from the lower left coming out.
मैं तो आऊँगा.
Borkum is in that position, so he creeps out, takes this shot of damage, almost dies, just jumping to get tucked away. And then he just reads this perfectly. The tap is being spiked, or the spike is being tapped. Nice, good job, me. See, I'm still broken from yesterday's game. The spike is being tapped multiple times. King does not once swing until Borkum is actually legitimately sticking for the half hold. He read the situation absolutely beautifully. Now we're talking about Borkum. This map, we did not achieve Borkum time. It didn't happen. We're still waiting for it to arrive on our clocks. Instead, it
सही
was
तो बोल रहा है.
very
G
much
should
had the upper hand
disband.
from
कुछ
the
होता
outset
नहीं
as
है.
the controller player in
देखो
this
भाई
game.
डेथमेकर भाई.
Yeah, TS here. This is
आपके
everything we
जीवन
could have
में
wanted from him and more.
इतना
I mean,
टाइम अगर है
I said earlier,
कि
I
आप
really
G
like
के
him on
hitter हो,
Brimstone, but his Omen, of course, is
फिर
quite
भी
good as well. And again,
मेरे
you can see
स्ट्रीम में
why,
आके
you know, these teams are comfortable on Haven. They have such good reads
बकलोलगिरी कर रहे हो.
You know, whether it be Termi with DRX, Bile,
तो
you
तुम
know,
तो
former
बहुत विल्ले हो
teammates,
यार.
you know, they
मतलब
know each other very, very well. On sister teams together,
क्या
working
ही
together
करें?
for a very long time. They have very good reads on this map. They have very
जो पब्लिक
similar
मेरा
ideas at sometimes, but
चैनल
again,
देखती
TS,
है ना
I gotta give him a ton
और
of
जो
credit.
इसने
The
मेरा
way that he was
कंटेंट
changing
देखा है
the
ना
pace on their attacker
उनको
side
मालूम
from
है
time
मैं
to
खुद
time,
बोलता
the
हूँ
way that he
कंस्ट्रक्टिव
was,
क्रिटिसिज्म
they
है तो
talked
दो
about on the cast, moving
मैं
the
खुद
chess
देता हूँ
pieces
जी
around the
को
board, seemingly putting the right pieces in the right place at the right time, like that A
जरा
hit
के
that ended up working
बकलोलगिरी
around
मत
like
करो.
15 or 16 or something for the side of Team Secret. They still had the right defenses there. It just didn't quite go their way.
I am curious how this is going to go into the next map with Fracture, Game 2, because this one is Secret's pick. Genji, I mean, William was talking a bit about this, how Genji might not be so comfortable on this map.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw that.
गलत
versus
क्या
TFL
बोला वो
Grand. I mean,
लेकिन
TFL
गलत
was
बोलने का
over
बात
here.
नहीं
They
है.
were looking
हमारे पास कुछ कंस्ट्रक्टिव क्रिटिसिज्म है नहीं,
was also when
गेम देखते
we
नहीं
didn't
हो.
have Meteor and
अगर
Godhead
गेम
performing
देखते
to the
भी हो
level
तो
that we just
उसमें
saw.
अरे
They
इसने
have
इस
the
मारा,
tissue in
इसने
the
3K
nostril.
मारा.
Now they're
बता
starting
तो
off
सकते
with
नहीं
it.
कि सामने
Godhead
वाले क्या
realizing
कर रहे हैं,
the
हम
error
क्या
of
गलत
his
कर रहे हैं,
way.
सही कर
But I
रहे हैं.
am also still fairly
जो दिन वो
concerned
बताओगे ना,
about Fracture
वो दिन
coming
मैं
in.
खुद से
Even
जाके
though we
जी
pointed
को
out
तुम्हारा
that
सजेशन
Secret
दूंगा.
have yet to win one of their map picks. I think that they are going to be feeling really confident because Genji, they've shown two
बस
different
हेट फैलाने के लिए हेट
strategies
फैलाओगे
so
ना.
far as their composition layout, having Eco come in, playing either the Neon
ऊपर डेव
or
पर
playing
इनसे
Breach.
नेचर है
I
ब्रो.
don't think we're going to see much differentiation here. I think they're going to settle on one of those two and try to just continue forward and basically say, okay, it was an off day, we can still run this composition. I'm curious to see which one it is because as we see, Eco is in and Sylvan is out. What I would love to see is the double duelist. I want to see Meteor on that race. I want to see Eco playing on the Neon while having Goddead stick with the breach that we just saw him do incredibly well with on Haven here in the Fracture.
हेटर की ज्यादा चैट पढ़ते हो ना, ऐसा नहीं है भाई
their
रियली.
Neon comp. I find that to be a little bit more impactful,
मैं
especially
बताता
on
हूँ
the
देखो,
counter side, which is
तो
arguably the
ऐसा
more
लिखते
important
हैं
side
ना,
of
मुझे
Fracture,
लगता है
for most teams. So
वो कुछ
especially
तो
the
मन
Korean
में
teams,
अंदर
they seem to
भड़ास
really
भरी
think
पड़ी
they
है.
have a good Neon.
वो
You know,
कहीं
you
तो
see with
सोच
RBG,
रहे हैं
they are
निकालने के लिए.
particularly Eco here.
तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ उनको नॉर्मल करने
करने
की.
की. Genji has been running so far the last couple matches that they played Fracture, the double controller, double initiator with the raise.
मेरा ही
The other
नहीं
side,
पड़े, आदर्श पड़ा ब्रो.
Same thing here that we saw previously for the side of Team Secret. You know, that Cypher in there is kind of a differentiator, an actual sentinel to kind of control some of those flanks to try to keep your opponents from being able to utilize, you know, one of the two flank angles from either site, right? Because each site has two different main angles of flank. If you don't include spawn for the defender side.
टीएस डिस्काउंट किस पे नहीं होगा? आ जा टीएस आ जा.
𝘍𝐿𝐿 here that I would much prefer the Neon. I think that just has a lot more impact if you have a strong Neon player.
My eyes go a couple places here with Genji because again they're running this setup, but one of the other things is that we don't have the Brimstone. I think you could easily run the Brimstone alongside with the Viper for that double controller instead of the Omen. It gives you so many tools, the orbital strike, the molly, great delay things when it comes down to stopping the plants from coming through. Additionally, while they are running this, obviously King has to play the Viper. This means that they are going to be lacking.
मोहन भाई क्या जी क्वालिफाई कर पाएगी? हाँ ब्रो, अगर 4 या 5 गेम जीत गए तो कर सकते हैं. ऐसा का कप्पा.
क्या फिर ये सीक्रेट आज डिसिप्लिन में क्यों नहीं खेल रहे?
हाँ वही, मेरे को लगा सीक्रेट ही जीतेगी पर.
हाँ, अरे वो फर्स्ट हाफ ही अपने उनके फेवर में रहता था.
हाँ.
डिसिप्लिन में खेलते 2-3 राउंड तो.
Thank you very much, Victoria, and the lovely
आज
gentleman
धोनी का
over at
भी
the
retake
desk.
का
We're
प्लान है,
getting
फिर भी
ready
वो
for
साइड पे मार
Fracture
रहा है
now.
बहुत.
Obviously, the desk already broke down, the compositional differences, but
और जब उन लोग कोई जगह का कंट्रोल ले रहे थे, वो भी ऐसा लग रहा था मेरे को कि आधा अधूरा ले रहे हैं. हाँ.
Not exactly the controller that 𝘍𝐿𝐿 wanted, but it is the controller that TS selects here against Team Secret.
I have to say that I kind of
पर
don't
जेंजी
fully
फास्ट
agree
रशिस
with
करके उन
𝘍𝐿𝐿.
लोग को
I'm
बहुत
sorry for this one
ये कर
because
रहा था
we already
स्टार्टिंग
have
में.
so many post plant utilities.
तो उन लोग आराम से रिटेक भी
We
खेल
have,
सकते थे पर
Breaches Aftershock, we
पता
got
नहीं.
Chaos Fragment, we got Pink Shells, we got Toxic Screen. I could go on. I could go on.
There is a lot, yeah.
So,
but maybe not enough.
Maybe, I guess.
But maybe not enough.
That's the thing, right? Because you
बहुत
have
सामान
this
रे.
Omen as the pseudo initiator. You have a Paranoia that can send out things, and then at the same time,
आई मेरे को जेंजी का ये नो सेंटिनल कॉम ज्यादा पसंद नहीं आता है रे.
You're here to be that
इसमें ना?
defensive controller,
हाँ.
just to anchor
ये
down
खास
sides.
करके ये मैप पे
Has
रे.
shown that he
मतलब
has done that so much, especially on B.
इन लोग को डिफेंस पे या तो हाइपर एग्रेसिव खेलना पड़ता है या तो फुल रिटेक.
This comes to the mind where I think both teams need to show that they can take risks, break the mold. We don't see that double duelist, but maybe Genji has something up their sleeves.
Well, Genji correctly getting the read that there is a potential arcade setup. The 0 point coming in very handy. That's going to allow them to not overcommit yet, but they are not aware at all that Jeremy's already snuck into sewers, and he helps get 3 kills.
मस्त मस्त क्राउच करके बैठा हुआ है.
Yeah, I mean, he picks up the final hit on only 2 of them, but he was good for, he was part of all 3, and what a great start for Team Secret.
Keep me under by the tunnel.
I mean, they did.
At the same time, yeah. Spike dropped now, and it's easier for
Step
Team
by
Secret just to pick these fights as they watch that angle like a hawk.
Oh, well, there's that paranoia. I mean, this is what the Omen does allow you to do. It allows you to be a little bit more mobile and take a little bit more initiative, but just is not enough. Dubstep finishing off the pistol round now.
Game over.
Finally allowing Team Secret to get a lead. for the first time in the series so far.
Yeah, first pistol round win for Team Secret so far. But again,
All
this
good
is
one
why
tap
it's a
तो
little
कैसा है?
interesting to me because although this was
वैसे DRX versus PRX का map
they're
picks
looking
क्या
to
होंगे?
exploit those weaknesses from Genji, seeing as how they kind of
question.
fumbled against
I
DFM,
think
a little
DRX
bit
pick
disarmed
करेगा.
It's interesting that Genji decided to start out on the attacking side.
DRX pick करेगा या
This
तो
conversation.
Heaven.
That's why they're trying to attack maybe slightly differently, if anything. But back towards Tree we go, because this is a pistol round after
या तो
all.
Ascent कर
Team
सकता है.
Secret already have this read.
Yeah, so far in the first 2 rounds, what we're seeing is both of them having kind of reads of each other. Now, my big question is for Genji, as they most likely all fall here due to the difference in firepower. Genji, are you using these 0 points because you think you have a read on Team Secret? Or is that eventually going to start to become a telegraph where Team Secret can use
First
their
game से ही
extra,
कर रहा है
right?
कप्पा.
'Cause you're now committing all your forces to this 0.2 rounds in a row. I would love to see that change up.
2-3 राउंड नहीं था पहले का, फिर चालू किया.
As would I.
थक गया तेरे उठ
Because
ही नहीं
currently
पा रहा
it's
था,
not
फिर
doing all that
PCC भी
much.
सेटअप करना था.
You might be getting some information, sure.
किधर
but you're
PC
not
चेंज किया?
really
अरे PC यही
you're not
PC
able
पुणे
to
लेके
play
गए
off
थे
of
ना.
that. At the same
अच्छा.
time, you might be able to suppress some abilities, but
कल लेट
it
आएगा.
doesn't really
8
help
बजे
you
आया
get the
सुबह.
fights that you want. If anything,
क्या
if there's
party?
a Cypher playing
नहीं
close
नहीं
range,
शूट किया
sure, that
3-3.
might allow
Please.
for a player like Meteor to actually blast back in, but
अच्छा.
as we're seeing right now, firepower from Team
ड्राइव कर
Secret
रहा था ना, क्या
will reign
था?
supreme.
Only
Jeremy
water.
inching forward to that showstopper.
हाँ
Oh,
उसमें क्या है?
and Team Secret, they
Only
are
water के साथ
prepared
भी
to
तो होता है
try to
party.
run loops around Genji because they now swap the positions, right? Because 2 times in a row, yeah, you've shown the
What would
majority
be
of
your
your
pick
forces
for
defend
playing
B, and the
5?
Cypher has yet to be seen. So now they put up the Cypher setup on B. The 0 point has always been used close. Once again, it's being
I
used
don't want
over
to
by
answer
A
that
main.
question.
Team Secret catches sight of that popping off.
Sorry.
You know what I call this for
क्या
Team
बोल रहा है?
Secret?
पूछा तेरा G के playing 5 में तेरा
The
कौन
Pac-Man.
खिलाता तू?
You go around, pick up the alt orb.
अच्छा.
Jeremy's 1 point away from it. Dubstep
Eraser, big
reads
time.
and knows how to play around the B site.
और spin.
Let Genji
ये
in,
3
maybe.
core चाहिए.
Maybe Jeremy
Russian
picks off
Vatsal.
one frag. You get the
हाँ.
showstopper, and then what?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you're right. They're
नहीं
set up
वत्सल
for
का
a
मुश्किल है,
retake
उसका
even with
वीजा नहीं
lacking
मिला ना.
firepower. And
अच्छा.
again, Dubstep
Gary.
doesn't do much than just
Gary, हाँ.
hold B tower, right?
They
Just
successfully Pac-Man A site.
They have. They've already taken over. They know that it's a B hit. So now Dubstep again, his priority just to keep this in
Oh.
क्या भाई
control.
TS भाई?
And Borkum, the read on Genji wanting to take more space.
Genji, they have to make those moves, and in all of those moves, Team Secret are just reacting to them. Oh, but blinded. Meteor will come up from above.
अरे blind हो
Still
गया रे.
have little bits of utility, though. We still have Jeremy with that showstopper. It comes down to whether or not they can shoot him out of the air, but they just run away.
Yeah,
जा रहा है?
Genji, they thought about potentially trying to rotate out, but it's not going to be enough time. Jeremy's getting a little ahead of himself. Can he get the kill?
No!
Oh भाई nice
Instead,
shot
it's going to be
Meteor.
Meteor! Quick
boy.
swings back to back, and he
That's
finds
not a-
3 kills. Now, 𝐿𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐒 comes in, and Borkum's the last one left. Going to be caught inside this corner, concussed, and wall banged by GodDead.
Now, I get where Team Secret was at, right? They used the showstopper, and since they can't get the anything off of it, they say, okay, well, we're lacking firepower. Let's go in before Genji
DRX will pick
fully
Icebox
set
with
up.
double
I get the
controller. हाँ,
idea, but
DRX
here's
can
the
pick
thing,
Icebox
I mean,
also, yes.
time was against Genji.
But I feel
if you just
Paper
wait,
X-
maybe you get at least 1 or 2 more kills, even if you don't get the round win. But they were so focused on that silver lining of potentially
अभी क्या
getting
खेलेगा
the win
something इन लोग के
that
साथ
they
comms.
started to overheat just a bit.
I don't know.
Not
It's a
everything
gamble.
comes down to these strats and tactics.
अभी तक सब
Sometimes
maps में नहीं किया है ना
these
शिव.
microaggressions from the players. Genji gaining tower control, they were able to take down Borkum.
Something को उन
At
लोग
the
jet
same
वाले
time,
maps खिला रहे
showstopper
हैं.
nullified,
जितना
but
मेरे
now
को समझ
Jeremy
में.
pushes out in towards Dish and takes back control. A deep smoke coming out from Borkum blocks him off.
So even with a member down, now unfortunately it is the raise for the side of Genji, so their entries are quite tough. But
Bind or
up
Icebox
against some Brimstone,
is it
yeah, if
good?
you start
Good
to
for
use
teams who don't like
his
Icebox.
smokes, right? If you start to draw them out,
But
then as
I
soon as you get
feel
the plan,
हाँ
the retake starts
Icebox
to get
थोड़ा
quite difficult for the
over
side of
saturated
Team
होता है. कहता
Secret.
Ascent भी कर सकते
That's
थे
Genji's
actually
only
change.
goal
Ascent
right
मेरे
now.
को लगता है.
हाँ.
Smoke count down to 2. Spike lined up for Antenna. But
पर
with
अमित
so
शाह
much
से ये
movement
दो
on the
मैप
B
में होने वाला था
side,
ना
I mean,
कप्पा
there's
Ascent या
not much
तो
mind games going on, right? Team
Fine.
Secret
Yeah.
happy to just give this space.
Let them in. Again, same thing. Team Secret, they know they have those guns to fight back. In fact, if anything, they just
Why
want
is
to hold this
𝑉𝑒NKAI
crossfire
not
up by the
playing?
A side,
I
block
think
it
they
off.
wanted
All Dubstep and Borkum are trying to do is to
get
delay it,
something on board.
buy
Maybe
time,
they wanted
get that
more
information,
firepower,
and try to pick them off
or
one by
maybe they
one
just
if
wanted to give him
possible.
a
And that's what
chance
these
and see
cameras,
how it
that's
goes.
what these smokes and traps are here
We
for.
Peripherals recently were not doing that great,
Getting
right?
out of danger just in time.
The जो
Still
जो
has
मैप
that
में
camera
𝑉𝑒NKAI
up as
भी
well,
खेल
hasn't
रहा है,
activated
दवाई is
yet.
the IGL, so
Well,
I
we
think
have
they have
Phantom.
swapped IGLs now.
I mean, this is, again, a play for time, right? Team Secret just trying to run the clock down against Genji.
I don't think time is going to work. The one is that shot from GodDead.
Patka.
A second
What?
one, it's a tap. Instant hits, gone. And now flashing out, they try to press the initiative, but King holds the off angle and strikes them down at the right time. Second win for Genji.
May he reign just a bit longer to bring home the victory here for Genji, as not only does he dodge the flash, he's good for both enemies coming out of that poison cloud. What, I mean, GodDead, what is going on here? And the players have really been carrying Genji so
Genji तो
far.
tap मार रहे भाई, ऐसे ही मार दिया उसने.
King was doing it back at lock-in
Not
as well,
a
even
WhatsApp
though they don't win a
person.
map.
रिजल्ट में बहुत सारे messages
Secret must be as
ऐसे ही
dumbfounded
पढ़ रहे
as
थे मैं
we
बहुत
are.
बहुत not a messages person in general.
They've been trying to do everything right, but it's not really working out. Now we're back to a little bit of tunnel control for Borkum, but he gets a little bit curious.
और कल तो
During
विदोल
the
पूरा
dark sent out, he's gonna get punished for it.
Okay.
पूरा
Now,
दिन ही
very
एकदम
crucial to think-
हेक्टिक था.
Okay, so I was about to say,
And by
very
business
crucial
call
to
का पूरा
consider
बम
the
मैं
fact
तेरे को
that
करता
so
हूँ
many
सामने
members
से
of
फोन.
Genji are 1 or 2 points away from their ultimate. You are on an eco, you are already down 4-5, and then just prove me wrong by getting 2 shots through the wall, Jesse Vash, because now you do have hope of winning this round. I was gonna say, maybe you just died to the spike, but maybe not. Maybe you complete your ultimate.
It still is an FPS after all. The guns, the shooting matters. And sometimes Jesse Vash with a Sheriff is all you need. But maybe not now. Not now that King is here. And you'll be forced to kneel 2-3.
These are the times that I just out myself as a coward. Everyone's listening to this cast. They're like, yeah, that's
Cap
the
किधर
guy
है?
that
Cap
calls
ऊपर
to
रह
say
गई
you
आज.
lose as a member
No cap.
every round until you. I'm like, no, that's not actually how I play, but I'm just literally saying,
Oh, shots,
listen, there's a
man.
lot left to this first half. Now, obviously, Jesse Vash is still good for 2 there up on B tower, so no, you can't blame him for trying after that.
Still. Things are getting interesting now. Genji with the 3 ultimates up their sleeves. Maybe a set play, but no, they just anticipate this push coming in from Team Secret.
Yeah, they realize, Team Secret, obviously most teams on Fracture defense, they'll push out eventually, but Team Secret actually uses this against them. A counter timing. TS now has the pinch, though.
Oh भाई.
Borkum not able to clean up any of them.
But
as they
Envy
press
will
by.
come back in to pick up the pieces. A little bit of a flash, but he dodges it and still stays behind this box. Fragment flushes him out of position, but he still looks for a head. And he's able to find the 3rd, maybe the 4th. Got
भाई
it!
इनवी भाई ने सुला दिया सब.
Envy. That's the Envy that people were cheering for when Team Secret played their first match here in VC Pacific. He's back in form here on Fracture, and I also just want to point out the reason we keep talking about the expectations for this guy is because he set them so high for himself, right? I mean,
फैनो यार नो फन. अरे कल घर का डीप क्लीनिंग हुआ था तो सब सामान ऊपर मैंने अपने कबर्ड में रखा था. अभी नीचे लाना भूल गया.
It's not just popping off.
In which role do you think Golu brings the best results?
Comfortable under pressure.
Stay focused.
Find the comfort in the discomfort.
According
and that's
to
one of those
me,
things that he excels in. 3-3
controller
now.
or
Trying to swap sides. Team Secret
duelist.
are the ones with the ultimates in their hands, looking to contest.
Or a
for
secondary
this
duelist
push.
type, not.
they have the Rolling Thunder as well. They have the Rolling Thunder as well. Team Secret, they want to push out. This has been telegraphed. TS left behind. And now the showstopper to clean house. Triple kill for Jeremy. And the round falls apart. It's all down to King and GodDead. The 2 heroes now down to 1. Team Secret, they are not holding back. I mean, we saw the setup already, the fault line to set up for the teammates over by Dish, but then just saying, you know what, we're already here. Let's commit the Rolling Thunder. We still got a couple other ultimates for the coming rounds.
We know there are players here. We know we can get them. We have the showstopper. And we're just gonna make
उनको ड्यूलिस्ट पर लाने का आइडिया किसका था? हम लोग का ही था एज अ टीम ब्रो.
Put up some great numbers despite the loss over on Haven as well, but we can see
उसको बोले ज्यादा लोड मत ले ये वो करने का.
हाँ तू सुन और मार. हाँ हाँ.
Just yet, there's still a long way to go. They're barely holding on to this lead, 4-3 on Fracture against Genji.
Interesting timeout call at this moment, though. Genji still.
Hey General, for any official call or meeting, please you have to contact Vatshal. He will help you out with the same.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to cook up a plan to fight back against this dish control that Team Secret so clearly has. And dish control is something that gives them maybe a little bit more freedom to actually push back into attacker side spawn.
There's a fan cheering for one of the Korean commentators. Which, by the way, that's the commentator that actually used to be the old coach for F4Q when they went
to Golo Neon, did you guys ever try? We did try it initially, but he was not that comfortable pehle जब नया नया आया था. But now I think he might have played a lot more. I'm not sure what agents he is playing.
Right now,
actually, I am sure, but मैं बता नहीं सकता what agents he is practicing.
And I love what you called out, right? The type of control that Team Secret is showing over on Dish.
अच्छा ही बोल देता
हूँ. Dish, and then it's Tree. Dish, and then it's Arcade again. Yeah, I mean, you know, going in a lot of different ways here. And now Team Secret says, okay, there was a timeout from Genji. Just hold a
double duelist try करेगा, कर सकते हैं.
For Genji to use their utility, because what is one of their strengths is that they use their abilities that are on cooldowns to try to bait out the opponents. And Team Secret says, we're not biting. We've seen this from you guys.
Let them show their hand. If anything,
yeah, Arshit, I've seen Fnatic के comms was loud.
मैं तो बोलता हूँ talon वाला को try करना चाहिए triple duelist.
बाप रे वो तो कप्पा क्या?
Now, as soon as the ultimate was committed, they rotate on over. Borkum with the bulldog.
उन लोगों ने क्या सोच के किया कि W छोड़ेंगे ही नहीं?
There's going to be his teammate there. Raced through with the toxic screen. One player down now, and that's going to
be King. लेके खेल रहे थे लोग.
And King had the Viper's Pit as well. I mean, surely there's the orbital command from the other side, so it is a little risky, but they're already down one. The paint shells are good against Eco as well. Team Secret trying to see if they perhaps don't even need the orbital command meteor. Hiding behind two smokes, and then he tries to peek in to buy more time, and he's ready for him. It all comes down to TS, but he's up against all 5 members, and he gets revealed.
Oh, but a little bit smart with the Shrouded Step. He managed to evade death for that time being. But now, Dubstep looking to suss him out. They flash him, they push in, they get the right click. It's going to be 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 with the spray at the end. 5-3.
Genji getting
Genji को ये कॉम बदलना चाहिए भाई कप्पा.
We don't see this every day. Right, Bile usually does a very good read, and not to put this on any one player, but whatever the read was, which was
email तो बहुत लोगों ने उनके ट्राई के लिए भी किया था. उन्होंने वो भी थोड़ी पढ़ा.
At least get the spike down and then hold position.
इतना मेहनत किया था ना.
Well, what if we just make it a 5v4 before the spike goes down? And Genji didn't have an answer for that question on the exam.
Because that's the thing about the null command. It pulses, it reveals your location with every movement, every 5 seconds.
Oops.
And Team Secret knows how to spray through the toxic screen because of that. They're actually switching up positions this time. That's what I like about this play, because you have Dubstep now on the A site. Then it's going to be 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 and Jeremy.
Talon के सामने क्या लग रहा है? जीतेगी जीत सकते हैं bro. Talon देखो मुझे इतनी नहीं पसंद है इनका play style.
Ready to get taken out off of
favorite है Bhavin की झूठ बोल रहा है.
Any of these weapons that they're holding.
YOLO.
Meteor actually is going right now while he is going for a headshot.
Borkum, please.
ये क्या दिख रहा?
Surely Borkum was looking at his watch, right? Trying to check if it was Borkum time, perhaps. But guess what? It wasn't. Because Meteor comes out. No, just not yet. Still. I know it's been a lot of time, but.
अंदर जाके बाहर वापस.
हाँ.
All right. Well, I mean, Genji with lack of firepower, but power in numbers.
30 seconds
now,
left.
They still have to clear these trap wires, right? And they do have, they do have a raise. They do have this blast packs. It's doable.
Comes down to Jeremy and his anchored potential. His teammates possibly from the spawn itself, but no! Pressure from main. It's going to be Dubstep who sprays through with the Phantom. Getting a quick double now. The rest of them, he's got the camera.
10 seconds left.
Making a little bit more noise, but Meteor, you've said it before, Will, he's going to get at least one, but not this time.
Oh,
Dubstep.
bhai.
He's here to dance all over their graves.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
dubstep bolte
4K holds down the site, and this is
कैमरा में देख रहा है
हाँ सीधा 4 को मार के कैमरा में देख रहे हैं
हाँ
on a map like
तू बोलना अभी बोल
Quack, you called it out. They're changing
समझ में आया क्या
for
पूछा
setups
उसने
every round. Sometimes it's just within each site, but then
कैमरा
once
में
they
देख
read
के
the pattern from Genji, they throw a curveball, put the Cypher on the other side, and despite you're getting the
Genji को
first
6
kill,
साल तो करना पड़ेगा डिफेंस पे चांस चाहिए तो
Yes.
Sure, I mean, of course, we should also know
करना तो ना हो पाई ये कॉम्प से
for Genji, so it was already an uphill battle, but the way that Dubstep is set up for this, right? The way that he's checking his angles, the way that he's covering. Oh, and the stare down. He wants Genji to remember that one.
Like you were mentioning, he did get that support from Envy. That flashpoint
Cat
was
alive.
perfect. Still firepower
Yes.
on their sides. Now Genji gets to fight back. Let's see how the position
ये
switch up
talon
this time.
कारमान कॉर्प का
Okay,
तो
so we just saw Genji this time throw the
पता
0
नहीं,
point. They weren't
match
ready
नहीं
to
देखा
pounce on it either way. So now they're also trying to fish out for a little bit more of a response from Team Secret. Team Secret also not doing it right. Off of that, they actually pushed out of A main if we looked at the mini-map to try to gain some control and information.
वो हिसाब से टैलेंट खेल रहा लग तो नहीं रहा उन लोग क्वालीफाई होने वाले हैं
The only way this works out for Genji is if they tag team, maybe find one pick, maybe
लीग
take
में
some
स्क्रीम खेल रहे
rotations
हो लोग
over, and then
हाँ
play. But Team Secret are doing the exact same thing. They're making sure that
मेरे को
they're
लगा
not
उन लोग
alone,
कोच
they're not
लाएंगे अगर
exposed
नया लाएंगे तो
to
कोई
the
ऐसा
positions
टैक्टिकल
alone.
लाएंगे
If Team Secret,
लाए है बॉय को एने का भी उन लोग का स्टाइल ही अलग है खेलने का
rid of just some Cypher
हाँ
utility, they'll be able to actually make a move one way or the other, but TS has no idea that he's being washed this entire time. This has been all red. This C's coming in to buy
Headache
time,
होगा
the smokes.
अच्छा
Genji, they have to
Oh!
rush.
But did not quite expect Meteor to come up from behind. And now the pressure is on for Team Secret to fight against this King. What a place to deploy this Viper's Pit, completely blocking off Sands as well as attacker side.
भाई जैसी वॉच भाई को नो फियर भाई
They try to push up on top of him, but he
इधर है क्या
gets out of dodge. King, the entire
कप्पा
region
उसको देख के मेरे को कभी कभी तेरा याद आता है तू भी गाइस कप्पा चला रहा था इधर है ना आ जाता हूँ मार के आता हूँ मैं
Spike to go down, Jeremy, the star player, but it's too tough against the 3 members left alive for Genji. Genji claw back, now making it 4-6.
Sometimes that's all we need. We go back to basics. That's what a Viper's Pit really is. It's just a big old smoke.
It's pretty big, but it is still just smoke.
Yep. He's able to dance around that. And then to evade, and then to shoot down whoever tries to get up on drop. Eco,
I'm positive if they
securing
introduce
the side
Rossi
itself
and
as
Goro
well.
to the team they will start
Managing to
closing
clean
out
it up.
maps
6-4,
Okay, I have a
not so
counter
bad for
question.
Genji.
Why are
They
you
can
positive
so far
about it?
they
क्या
were back
change
into this
होगा
one. 2
Rossi और
more
गोलू के आने
rounds,
से?
and we'll have even
Is my
things out.
question.
Yeah, and I like that you called out the usage of the Viper's Pit, because too often do we see teams say, well, Viper's Pit
Let's
is so
save it
strong,
for
yeah,
something,
let's use it
yeah.
for the most
इतना
ideal
logic अगर
scenario,
होता
right? And then you often just see it
नहीं नहीं मैं ऐसे पूछ रहा हूँ वो
rotting
बंदा हेट नहीं कर रहा है वो
Viper, right? The
हाँ आपको
Thompsons
पूछ रहा
all
हूँ
just
तू
समझ
मैसेज
रहा हूँ
मिस
in
भाई
the
हेलो
air,
हर्षित
they no longer hold their power, and it just
लेकिन
doesn't
फिर भी
happen anymore. But King is actually one of those players who just says, you know what, just commit. Like, I'm
Let's
just
just
going
go
to commit,
in.
and I'm actually going to trust in my duels
Vision, I
around
don't
my
think Gecko
utility,
is that
including the
great.
Viper's Pit, which puts him at the top of a lot of our kind of watch list for who's going to shine here in VCT Pacific. Now, you know, Team Secret, they had Genji try to claw back a little bit. They thought they could keep them at bay after
एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं भाई जो वर्क
now
करे
they
इससे
say, no, we
खेलो
want to make sure we can
एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए तो
stop
स्क्रीन्स भी है
We want to get as much of an advantage as we can here on the defensive side, especially with that Cypher in play.
Hence the timeout. They also have to watch out for some of the utility, the ultimates from the side of Genji. From the shadows is not a small thing to be laughed at.
No,
Rolling
no.
Thunder even more so.
Yeah, but I think they're going to push out. If the 0 point came, they were trying to fault line right off of it. But this time it's a deeper 0 point. A nice little change from Goddead.
See that though. Just holding the angle, trying to thread the needle. Set up for Jeremy to swing. Paranoia still touches him as he dances back into the boxes. But the paint shells will force them to be dispersed. Jeremy now swings out, gets one straight shot.
भाई जैसी वो वॉश भाई को तो
And Jeremy continues to play from the boxes. Support has arrived in the form of Envy now. A second paint shell's deployed. And King still going in. King taking advantage of the fact that, you know what, Team Secret, they now have to commit to this. Meanwhile, Goddead
down to literally
Nikal
1
bhai,
HP.
dubstep.
But I mean, the problem was Jeremy, while he was good for kills, he was stuck, so his teammates had to come help fight. But at the end of the day, final boss King still alive.
Dubstep
I
chill
mean,
kar,
even
udhar
if it's
setup
1
hai
HP, it
chill
is still a
kar.
2v1.
Wingman plans, Gecko shields,
You know what?
हार्बर वॉल का पर एक चीज समझो ना,
Health-wise,
अगर
it's ahead right
Exactly.
कोई हार्बर वो स्मोक के अंदर चला गया तो तुम्हारा ये भी चला गया ना.
As long as
Oh,
he's not getting hit by a headshot, that's all I'm looking for. But oh my god, he's running away.
Bhago!
20 seconds. Can you actually make it onto A? You can.
they can, but they
तब तक आ
have
जाएगा
to run
setup
it.
अपना. सही है.
And so
Crossing के लिए
they
कुछ
have
नहीं
to
है.
just
दोनों को
run,
build है
and
उधर
if
ही.
King gets
Oh,
killed,
dubstep.
Dodgen has to be ready for the trade.
Oh, Dubby. He's got a
10
trap.
seconds left.
Oh, the flash drive!
ओ एक एचपी पे
1 HP, ready for the
एक एचपी
trade!
पे मार दिया भाई.
What just happened? I can. Oh god.
What a brilliant 2v1 though, right? They suspect the Cypher utility to be there. They throw the poison cloud to bait him into staring into the flash drive. He even dodges the flash. But then King and God that they jump over this one way to not get spotted first.
Oh my god.
And Goddead's able to land the shot. I mean, so many layers to that. Break that one down for me on the desk afterwards, because what a brilliant 2v1.
I can't even speak anymore, Will. Oh, and then they flash through again. Team Secret. Their hulls are starting to fall apart. A main control gone. A site control gone. Paranoia to push him back. Dubstep still trying to fight in for this. Oh, and he just switches up positions. What is this?
Nice.
He was trying to clear dish as well, create a crossfire. TS does get taken out, but the site is free. They get some
कोशिश अच्छी थी.
information here
लेकिन dubstep
from
का
the
ही.
neural theft, but it's not going to be enough. It's nothing new. It's all positions that both teams are aware of. Genji not phased at all by that ultimate.
Last player standing.
And we're starting to see the aim get shaky again from Team Secret. They
एक
thought they
गॉडेड
had
भाई
the
ज्यादा फ्री
momentum.
हो रहे थे वैसे.
Oh, and he's just buying time.
Yeah, I mean, again, these ultimates, they don't always have to get the kills themselves, right? Use it to buy time, create
वो
space.
बोला एक एचपी पे मारा तो अभी तो मार ही दूंगा.
And good for another.
6-6
Suddenly
it
we're
is.
tied
Yes
up
sir.
6-6.
I want Golu to play nothing more. I also want Golu to play bro.
जी को कितने मैचेस जीतने होंगे क्वालीफाई होने के लिए?
At least 4.
4 क्यों?
हाँ.
4 और 5.
5 में हो जाएंगे.
4 में वो लोग अच्छा रेशियो
Chance
रखना
है.
पड़ेगा.
हाँ पर अभी अपना राउंड डिफरेंस अच्छा ही है हाल फिलहाल तो. As compared to जो बाकी टीम्स हारी आई थी.
बाकी के नीचे वाले
Pretty sure that flash
दो के
drive on
साथ.
A main,
टीम के साथ.
literally in front of Jeremy, and he's
लेकिन ये लीग है रे कभी भी
maybe
चेंज हो
popped
जाता
right
है.
over his head.
हाँ.
Maybe that's why. He was only like half blind.
वही ना पर अपने को अगर 5 जीत गए तो पक्का क्वालिफाई है.
हाँ.
4 जीतेंगे तो
But either way,
डिपेंड्स.
Goddead, the flash drives have been very, very good. King coming in when
And
needed
the
most,
2-year
right? He
synergy
doesn't
of
have
Rossi and Golu
the
helped them
most
like
insane
Jingle
amount
for
of
second
kills,
maybe.
but all the kills
भाजी
were
टॉप
so
4 टीम
impactful.
कौन सी
They
लगती है
led to
आपको
these
जो
clutch
VCTA चैंपियन जीत
2v1s
सकती है?
for the
फनाटिक,
back.
DRX,
Jeremy
NRG,
is doing whatever he can
Loud.
to put up the numbers on the board, but they're not hefty enough numbers to carry the entire team forward.
Yeah, I'm really just looking for
जी
either one of
जीतेगी
these teams.
क्वालीफाई होगी.
If I'm being
हमेशा
honest,
जी
a little bit more so on Team Secret
कभी
side.
नेक पे आता है बात
Do something to
तभी
break the
क्वालीफाई होता है ना.
mold. To do something
लेकिन
that
वो जी
catches Genji by
के प्लेयर्स
surprise.
अलग
It
थे.
almost worked out with that one
ये
play
जी
up
के
by
players
नावी तुमने
Arcade
नावी
by
भी अच्छी है
Bench,
पर
but
तुमने मिरर को टॉप 4 पूछा मेरे
it
हिसाब
comes down
से.
to that was still just a firefight. A position that was easily pinned down by King and friends.
Yeah, I mean, again, I like that you called out that round because you could see the idea that, Secret understands that they needed to do something different.
Yes.
So they set up a trap play instead of pushing out to try to win the trades, but it's not clean enough to the point where Jeremy
स्ट्रॉन्ग
can get out
माइंडसेट
safely.
तो है.
So then they actually have to
माइंडसेट
keep
स्ट्रॉन्ग
committing more
होना
backup
चाहिए.
to
लेकिन
try
थर्ड
to
मैप
get
में क्या
Jeremy.
हो
I mean,
जाता है
it
पता
turns
नहीं.
into
Caramine
same
winning
time
it
Jeremy
all.
out there on Arcade, and eventually,
Yes,
it
Caramine
doesn't quite
Corp
complete
मेरे
the
को.
mission.
क्या जीत रहा है कैरामल?
Caramine Corp.
कारमाइन कॉर्प.
Where is
अच्छा.
our captain in all of
मेरे को
this?
गाइस बिल्कुल नहीं पसंद आता है
Has
उन लोग
just
जैसा खेलते.
bashed in.
He's racking his brain. So is Coach Warbirds, of course. I mean, they've shown so much promise. This squad, they've shown so much potential on what can be done when you start to clean up the fundamentals, but keep the wild firepower, right? And whether it's even some of the veterans like Dubstep, Borkham, even Jesse Bash, but then you have these youngsters like Envy and Jeremy, rounding out the squad. They've shown what they're capable of. Now they're up against a Genji who learned their lesson against DFM last week. They lost this fracture map, and now they've cleaned it up.
See that they're trying to go lesser with microaggressions. Off the timeout from Bile, they're just sussing out information. This time, playing so safe. 2 controllers stacked up on the A site, Will.
Yeah, and the paranoia was used to buy time, and then the toxic screen actually to make sure they can simply hold on to the site. Just give up sands if needed. Let's just hold on to the site and force a rotate out of Team Secret. Meanwhile, TS is even sussing out the potential for this lurk. It's a Cypher on the other team. You have to suspect it.
Well, continues to move forward, but close range. The Frenzy will be able to strike down Dubstep first.
There's more members. Now the Haunt will spot them, so it's no surprise for Team Secret, but they have to push now. This is their one window.
I don't know if it's going to work, though. The right click still able to connect. Now Borkum going in from the smokes itself. 1-on-2. He does have a Frenzy, but look at all these positions being covered up by Genji's players. Just a little sliver. And Meteor doesn't expose himself. Headshot to seal the deal. Genji takes the pistol.
Genji playing that very calmly, right? Buying enough time, just hold on to the site. Give up sands if needed. As long as we don't give up the spawn, they're just stuck there anyway by the rope. And then they just flood the site. And Meteor actually working in and out of his teammates. Toxic screen there as well to be good for one. And hey, we're back to Marshall.
Oh, Meteor.
Hey, it's Meteor. What do you expect, right? You win the pistol. Even if you don't, you're always going to be seeing this Marshall come out.
And he uses the paint shells to try to flush them out again. Apply a bit of pressure so he can re-peek once more. Gets the pick, and then he falls back.
And now without any smokes, I mean, sure, they have the one cyber cage, but
chances तो है
कोई
भी किसी को भी हरा दे.
Secret, you don't have much you can do as the attacking side on an eco like this.
Oh my god.
Well, that ended rather more abruptly than even I thought it would.
Tata, bye bye.
In all of this
Over.
happening, Genji finds that momentum. 5 rounds in a row for count.
अभी नहीं, अभी नहीं.
नहीं राउंड का बात कर रहा था मैं को.
This gives them more confidence. If anything, Team Secret are the ones being forced to try to do something different every round. And it becomes a bit of that trial and error process, something that's so risky that you have to start considering.
ब्राजील के साथ सारे टीम
अरे बहुत क्लोज रहेंगे, बहुत चैट आता रहेगा तो कैसे पड़ेगा वो.
सबको लाउड पसंद है, लेवाइटन भी पसंद है. आजकल फ्यूरिया भी अच्छा खेल रही है. फ्यूरिया आती है, एमआई भी आती है. हाँ नहीं, फ्यूरिया आती है. दोनों में से एक कोई तो टीम थी मेरे को. एमआई भी है ना. एमडब्ल्यू जरा किस में है?
The onus is on Genji. Jeremy trying to get 2 kills now. Teammates there to make sure the weapon is not upgraded on the side of Genji. They're just going to recover that, keep that away from Genji.
फ्यूरिया में शायद.
Pick that up, double it away.
क्या किधर देख रहा है भाई पागल?
Camera.
अच्छा.
So was the off angle. Thankfully, Dubstep is here to make it a trade. Instantly pulls out the cam just to check. No one's rotating over from.
On off कर रहा रहेगा ना इसके पहले.
We're only left with defender spawn or tree.
They didn't take away the phantom. They didn't have time. They just wanted to check, and then they made the rotation.
Oh no.
So an upgrade
एक
comes
और
into
भी
play
गन
for
नहीं जाना
Genji.
चाहिए
This
अभी
is
इनका.
absolutely doable. Now, sure, favor still goes to Team Secret, but here's the thing: Team Secret,
चलो सुन
if
लिया.
they lose any more members, even more armor.
नहीं सुनाई दिया क्या?
I'm a little bit anxious, Will, but I have to believe Team Secret. They should have.
Oh, Genji's not going for the win. They're literally going for damage, and it's working. What? They're just sending King to do it because you have Eco saving the Phantom. They've done the damage they want. Genji sending in their strongest player today, and perhaps so far the entirety of Genji here in Pacific. King, go do whatever more damage you can. We already got a pre-upgrade.
इतना नहीं है.
हाँ ऐसा बोलना है जेंजी doing
राउंड
the
में
smart
कुछ नहीं
thing.
था बोलने के लिए.
हाँ हाँ वैसे मेरे को कास्टर्स बहुत पसंद है पर पहली बार ऐसा लगा कि फालतू में कुछ हाइप किया.
Now it looks like it's going to be a push out of arcade. Now if you want to commit to this arcade push though, you're going to have to really help plant him either much deeper and then
Cameron Court best है हाँ भाई.
check and then fall back. Looks like it might be the latter, especially with how this toxic
Kisko?
is set up.
Angel?
Alright, got dead actually.
आरतीस बोलना है क्या?
So he falls back to Jeremy continuing to press up front.
कहना क्या चाहते हो भाई?
And all that time, King, Meteor, they're just lying in wait.
Oh my.
my. Yeah, that's one of those times where it starts to feel very, very scary.
प्ले स्टाइल में थोड़ा सा चेंज किया इसके लिए आदेश की जगह पे
Good thing for Team Secret is that
Victor
okay,
भैया
he
जेट खेल
has an
रहे
operator, right? No retake is gonna feel great here. What can they do? Well, King could just start winning every duel one by one.
He is that king on the chessboard. One piece by one piece, he gets all of them. Not unless some players from Team Secret can counter this. They do have that post-plant utility.
नसीब भाई
Incendiary
तो अभी होने वाला था
now just to burn down the timer.
He's not getting hit by it.
No!
TS gets his hold in. No!
Defuse हो
It
रहा है
lands right
उसको
beyond the
नहीं
other side
खाली
of the
fail
box,
हो
and
गया है
TS
कप्पा
finds not only a spot to defuse, but also
Backup
to hide
बोलते
at the same time. A crucial mistake coming up from Borkum.
हाँ विक्टर
That
अच्छा ही
allows
खेलता था
Meteor,
duelist
despite having so little health, to just hold the angle, cover for TS.
Sniper Overwatch was something that I wasn't quite expecting, especially because she was that
ये
low.
VCT के कास्टर्स काफी अच्छे हैं भाई
Surely.
अपने कास्टर के साथ तो कंपेयर ही मत
Single spray
करना
would have done the trick, but look at
म्यूट पे
how
देखना पड़ता है आधे से
sharp
ज्यादा
Meteor is. More aces up their sleeves, and we have chess pieces on the side of Genji.
को गेम समझता है लॉजिक पता है प्लेस का क्यों करते हैं क्या करते हैं
So much cover being provided, so many players to look out for.
इकोनॉमी के बारे में बात
Timeout
करते हैं
being forced from Team Secret.
अल्टीमेट्स के बारे में बात
and
करते
just
हैं
to be
रिटेक्स
in
कैसे
Team
होने
Secret,
वाले
she's
क्यों
there
होने
at the
वाले हैं
end,
किसने
right? I
मिस्टेक
mean,
किया वो समझता है
सॉरी
अपने
उत्कर्ष
कास्टर्स को क्या
गलती से
समझते हैं
से मैसेज डिलीट हो गया
Thinking is,
Gopal if you get
oh,
offer
right,
from
they have
PRX to be as
DP,
coach
so then you're just trying to wide
what
swing
will अच्छा
off the
assistant
operator,
coach
get the
नहीं
spike
भाई
diffuser first, right? Make sure that you can still
let's see
keep the round alive.
जब आएगा
but
तब देखा जाएगा वो
Meteor doesn't miss a single one there at the end. He whiffs a couple in the beginning and he
सॉरी
reaches
सॉरी
himself
उत्कर्ष
right
I'm very
away.
sorry गलती से हो गया
Genji in the
टाइम
lead, 9-7. Secret, I think
अभी
this
टाइम
timeout
आउट
more
निकाल
than
नहीं
anything,
सकता
it's got to be used to calm your players down.
कुछ लोग
right?
हैं
I mean,
उनको
yes,
आता है
Genji,
बात
they're
करने
taking
को
the
गेम
lead,
में
but
क्या चल रहा है उसके
it's
अराउंड
not that far off, right? 9-7. Sure,
लेकिन
based on how these
वो लोग
players-
ज्यादा उनको ज्यादा
Yeah, I
गेम्स
mean, this
कास्ट
one you're
करने
gonna
नहीं
have to
मिलते
save a little bit, so it's a half buy. So in theory, 10-7, still very doable. All right, it's not out of this world yet. Yes, Meteor as an operator, it's all sorts of an uphill battle, but
Hello,
again, it's
Ishii,
not like it's
कैसा है?
match point, is what I'm trying to say.
I need
वो क्या है ना कि
I
बैटल
mean,
ग्राउंड
this
का
is for all the
कास्टिंग
fans that are cheering
और
for Team Secret,
एफपीएस
and
गेम
it's
का
important
कास्टिंग
for players to
थोड़ा
remember
डिफरेंट
as
है
well.
दोनों में
That's why they're continuing to go into this.
वो अगर कास्टर
full
समझ गए ना
force,
कि
full
कौन से
send
गेम का
ahead,
कास्टिंग के लिए
but
क्या
Gauntlet
बात
does
करना है
not budge.
तो हो
Close
जाएगा
range duels is where he excels. Spray still good.
I know exactly.
Not before trade. Took down 2 players.
क्या कर रहा है भाई
Oh no, I was about to say crucially they still pick up 2 rifles, but Jessivash instantly loses one of them. So now the Stinger and a Phantom and the Rolling Thunder.
अल्टी लेके खेलेंगे दोनों
Here. Obviously just picking
must
out the
wait a
location there more than anything.
Well, I think.
एक एंगल क्लियर किया कैमरा भी गया सही है
Oh my God! It happens as a trade.
अरे
Does it
भाई
with the
अल्टी वाले को
Phantom.
खा लिया
Just sidesteps it.
Even more.
Pulling off
नाइस
the thrifty win for Team Secret.
A dubstep holding strong, and if anything,
नसीब
this
भाई
is
हाइड
actually
नहीं हुआ कॉर्नर
pure
में
instincts.
हाँ
coming out
दोनों
from
पिक कर
Dubstep.
लिए नहीं तो
He's
तो
prepared for the fault line. He walks out of it in time and is ready.
वो भी सरप्राइज हो गया रहेगा भाई
Eco. I mean, a
कास्टिंग
great
इजीली
attempt,
जॉब नहीं है मुझे पता है
you know, coming in from Genji as well to try to hold things down, but Team
देख मेरे को
Secret
प्रॉब्लम
just
वो
a
भी नहीं है
little
गप्पा
too
कास्ट
fast,
अगर
and
तुम्हारा जॉब
I like
कास्टिंग
this,
है
you know,
तो रिसर्च तो करके आओ
bottom split as
Yes.
well between
अपने
Dubstep
कास्टर बोलते हैं टेक्निकल
and
टाइम
AP,
आउट
right?
में
I mean, if it's
टीम
really
टीम को
good
डिस्कशन
live
करने
up
मिलता
the
है
tower, Dubstep
कैसे बोल
accepts
सकते हो
the
तू ये
trade
और अगर वो अलाउड है तो कैसे अलाउड है
on an Eco.
इन एनी केस इट्स मेस्ड अप
This is where it also gets risky for Team Secret. You never quite know where Genji might be hiding.
कैंपेन
That's why the
वैंडल
utility has to be pristine. Aftershocks come in, and it forces him out of
सब
position.
डिफ है
A little bit too aggressive, but thankfully Borkum is here to trade.
मारेंगे तो सब
Nightfall onto the
डिफ
site now,
सब
and they will be able to split up and conquer.
Okay, they did have to invest in Nightfall, but obviously they want to be very sure to tie this up. Now the members in main were not tagged, so they don't know how many are coming from here.
Not bad.
Yeah, but Meteor gets shut down immediately, and they're ready for it. Team Secret cleanly taking this back, tying it up 9-9. still got a couple.
DS के टाइम आउट में जेंजी अरे टेक्निकल टाइम आउट में दोनों टीम बात कर सकते हो, चाहे किसी का भी टेक्निकल हो। टेक्निकल टाइम आउट में कोई भी टीम बात नहीं कर सकती।
Have a lot to show.
This is a nice spot.
But 3 ultimates versus 3 ultimates in this round, and it comes down to how Genji might retake, how Team Secret might go in with a set play.
ये हमेशा होता है गप्पा जेंजी के साथ, मालूम है इको राउंड में लोग फास्ट उनके ऊपर स्प्लिट करते हैं और उन लोग इको हार जाते हैं, मतलब 50 राउंड में हमेशा। अरे नहीं उनका कॉम भी वैसे है ना कि कुछ 3-2 खेलेगा, अगर उधर 2 ही लोग हैं तो मुश्किल हो जाता है उनको।
Oh, but Goddead actually gets 2 on the exit.
Yeah?
He's holding the angle. They're just trying to set at least one of them up for success, and that's too many members lost. TS doesn't have to greed anything here. He can try to go for 1 kill. If he gets it, great. If not, he can just back out with the shadow step, dropping the shadow step. Saw the hat!
Bye-bye.
Do they know where he went? Oh, TS still alive! He's just buying time, toying with his food!
Oh, भाई ऐसा टीपी किया।
And he is able to turn it into a feast for himself.
काम किया तो मजा आया,
Once again, showing the comfort
काम किया तो मजा आया, नहीं काम करता है तो सजा आती है।
A little more to work with on his own. Goddead just spamming through the box.
ये तो
on the flash as well.
I do think, like, as a coach to an Astra, this makes a lot more sense. Gaining a little bit more mobility. So on the other side, though, just these positions being held up by OMEN, it's going to be tough for Team Secret to break through, especially if you allow for a player like Meteor to get into the corner.
Hello, Devendra Kumar. Welcome to the stream, bro.
Constantly changing up the setup they have to fight for OMEN.
Oh my god, Jeremy.
They were trying to fight for this, and they realized if they hold close, Jeremy's not going to be able to respond in time and pull out the showstopper in time to get the double kill.
क्या कर रहे हैं लोग?
Team Secret, they're still in the game though.
ये जब लोग करते हैं ना मेरे को बहुत चिढ़ आता है। हाँ।
members of Genji.
नहीं लेकिन रे यूटिल के पीछे किल लेने के लिए गए।
हाँ पर ऐसा नहीं ना कि पागल की तरह रंटी एक-एक करके जा रहे हो।
हाँ। वो तो ड्यूलिस्ट का स्पेसिंग का हो ही जाता है। और ओमन भैया उधर क्या कर रहे थे?
Great intel from Goddead though.
Yeah, and what a good timing. And oftentimes, if you don't have intel, that 1 minute and 50-second mark is, but then you're gonna see the counter intel coming up from Secret. Now here's the thing: you saw the Viper on the other side. Sure, you're stronger in numbers, but yeah, you don't want to go to where the Viper set up. So they're just trying to fake out Genji. And now just to isolate.
ये नहीं खाएगा, खाया।
Blocked off by the Sky Smoke as well. They will be able to get the spike plant. Still though, I'm a little bit worried because this is King after all.
Well, and Envy, can he get out? Now they know Envy's stuck.
Still in the corner, King able to get the first shot off. Got even odds now in Envy. Sustaining damage and all these little movements. Please don't burn alive.
निकल गया राउंड का पा।
Turn this into a crossfire setup. King knows that he has to go into it, which will make it a near impossible fight to win.
वो ब्रीच का अल्ट किया, बोरकुम ने स्मोक कर दिया। अभी इसने स्टन किया ब्रीच ने, भाई डबस्टेप ने केज कर दिया।
इसका also streaming, yes bro. Bro VCT लीग में relegation भी है क्या? नहीं.
I mean that is literally the best thing you could have done if you're still going to try to go for the fight.
I have to agree. That was that one possible scenario. Pull off that little bit of a fake. Because they have the numbers on the side of Team Secret. They were able to pull that off. If he had landed the shot onto dubstep, then we would have a whole different story.
Oh, yeah.
In that infinite multiverse.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right? Because then the 1v1 comes down to 2 very low health players on either side. So, again, King understanding what the win conditions were.
Timeout.
Unfortunately, dubstep now just a step
back. लग रहा है कि बस साउथ साइड पुश करेंगे पूरा.
Really stepping forward for the team, punching out a lot of these rounds to keep them alive. And this has now
साइफर को पकड़ने के लिए, लेकिन साइफर शायद एग्जिट मार लेगा।
हाँ मार लेगा, पर I think करेंगे फिर भी। या तो फेक करेंगे, कुछ तो एग्रेसिव
करना पड़ेगा ना।
We have to agree, that's why they are the ones kind of fighting so hard. Having lost the previous round,
I am not the analyst for G, bro. Big time is.
They are trying so
प्रथमेश,
many
हाँ,
ways and methods to break
लीग को
off Genji's
अभी
defenses.
के हिसाब से सब अच्छे अपोनेंट्स ही है
Sacrificing
भाई.
showstoppers just to
लीग में
push
कोई
in
वीक
A
नहीं
main.
है.
And now Genji calls a timeout. Surely things are switching up again, and it's up to Team Secret to try to find that lead.
All right, so the judge.
मेरी
ओ भाई
स्ट्रीम
जज
थोड़ी
है,
पीछे
नहीं
चल
जा
रही है,
रहे,
जस्ट
नहीं
सेइंग
नहीं.
क्या ही
That's
करूं
all
अभी.
his, fully his
चलो,
control. They're
fast करते
ditching
हैं.
a main, a big change for Genji.
नहीं,
They've been
क्योंकि
putting
YouTube
so
पे हो.
much to
मैं
fight
भी
for
YouTube
पे
पे
हो
पापा.
भाई.
हाँ.
They're now trying to
131
just
पे हो अभी.
have
130.
fight
29.
their own demons over on A main. They want to make the Rolling Thunder. I like this choice. You'll go for the angle that you haven't really tried to punish a lot. Get the Rolling Thunder. Now you're set up for a retake.
Not only are they set up for a retake, they're perfectly positioned to resist the B site.
अरे बहुत
Bits
स्टॉप
of
है
intel
यार.
coming in, and King already reads this. Snake bite down, just a delay. And Team Secret are forced to rotate again.
क्या
Minute
निकला?
left on the clock, Will.
दो स्मोक कर दिए भाई
Yeah,
लेकिन.
I mean, sure, plenty of time, but if you want to go for another fake, yeah, you do have to leave
है
at
क्या?
least one
बोरकुम
person
का ult है
behind.
बस.
So Borkum gonna wait to see if anyone
वो लोग
follows
का
through,
तीन.
make
Oh
sure
my
that
god.
they have more information. Now Genji, they have no interest in fighting
no.
for A. They're gonna play for time
They
here.
don't have to. If Team Secret walks past A main into the site, Rolling Thunder instantly hits them.
Yeah, I mean, Rolling Thunder there. If not, if they think they've missed the timing, they can both push out together to find Dubstep. They know that he's always been
ये जो
playing these
पुराना
orcs
वॉल
with
डाल
that
रहा है,
cypher.
उसमें वो पहले पता है कैंटीन पे स्नीक इन करते थे ये
हाँ,
वॉल पे.
हाँ, हाँ.
वो क्यों नहीं ट्राई कर रहे ये लोग?
This is going to make it a lot safer. Now,
सब
Dubstep
तीन
has to
खेल
run,
रहे हैं
so
ना
Ego
पर.
has to turn around. Dubstep actually, really, you just have to stay alive! You just have to stay alive to buy time, but unfortunately...
Okay, Jeremy.
Jeremy now trying to fill this up, okay?
इसको भी धरने वाले
Secret
रहे.
adapting to
अल्ट
that
खींच
death.
इधर से ही अल्ट खींच भाई.
I don't hate this.
ये दोनों को भी धरने वाले हैं
Spike
बोल रहा
rented
हूँ.
out so much so in the
अरे
open.
पागल है क्या?
For Team
चोमू
Secret
अल्ट
playing
खींचता
bit of
फर्स्ट
a
पेल
cross
डालना.
and drop.
क्यों नहीं कर रहे
Borkum
भाई?
coming
अरे
up
कुछ
with
भी नहीं
heals
कर रहे
on
कप्पा.
this
फर्स्ट
play
पेल
for
भी
drop.
नहीं डाल रहे, अल्ट भी नहीं खींच रहे. काय को
Secures the
छाती पे
position
लेके
now.
जाएगा क्या गेम
Genji
होने के
can
बाद?
only push in
मतलब साइड रिटेक के लिए अल्ट
from
बचा है
spawn.
तो साइड पे ही डालना जरूरी नहीं है. जब सामने वाले लोग आगे हैं तो डालना उधर ही.
Okay, the smokes are all set up though. Genji, they want to go for this round win. They're trying to bait out the
Oh
order of
my
command as
God.
well, I think.
नसीब.
क्या देख रहा हूँ
All
मैं?
right, now they exit. King not able to make it out alive though, so they were really just trying to go in to bait out whatever else they could, do whatever damage they could. But unfortunately, Team
मुझे
Secret,
बोला
their setup
side
said
पे
we
ult
don't
करने
need
का
to
तो
rely
side
on that
पे ही
ultimate just
करूँगा.
yet. We will win these
दिमाग
duels and
लगाऊंगा ही
move
नहीं
on
अपना.
to the next round. Economically speaking,
रेना क्यों नहीं
Genji
देखने
not
मिलता?
good
कल मिला
for
ना
a full
टालो ने
buy.
किया था ना रेना.
और वो गोडेड उसको जज से क्यों नहीं मार रहा है गॉडेड?
And for Team Secret just to save and secure that match point as well. Genji, seemingly a great setup. Having that Rolling Thunder in their pockets, but just foiled
तो उसका ये हो
by
गया,
what
ऑटो
we
स्विच हो
thought
गया.
was a bit of a blunder, right? We thought that Dubstep just needed to stay alive. Sure, he might have lost his life, but
उसको फेंकने
Jeremy
वाला था
was
शायद.
instantly there to fill that gap.
Yeah, and that was a great call, right? And perhaps that's why Dubstep tries to agree this, because already Jeremy was
कोरियन
gonna
टीम का
try
मेरे को
to
यही
come
एक दो
take
चीज
control of
कभी-कभी
Dish anyway.
समझ नहीं आता है
Dubstep
कि
shuts down
उन्होंने
King.
डिसाइड
They
किया है
know
ये
that
करेंगे
they're
तो
ahead.
अरे पर सामने
Firepower
सिचुएशन
is
बदला है
marshals
तो
across the board
खुद ही बदलना
for
पड़ेगा ना.
Genji, but the
भाई
lone
भाई
rifle
क्या यार.
on TS. Fighting as if it's
तीन
more
मार्शल
than
एक
just
राइफल
one
था,
rifle.
राइफल से
TS
दो
said,
किल.
you guys need 5 parts to make one TS. Well, it's just me over here. It's the same
उसको
value.
पता
Can
नहीं
you
होगा,
prove
कैसे
it?
नहीं पता. उन लोग ने
This
फ्लैश
one
करके
vandal.
आवाज किया.
I don't know how any of them get alive from that moment, but they all do.
Oh, and now Meteor has the angle as well. Team Secret, surely they'll continue to push past this. Hot so low,
एक और
and they
ऑप्शन क्या?
try to reaggress back into the door. God dead. Still holding it. And then we
मारने वाले
have
हैं.
Eco up by spawn. Meteor, still the
Yeah,
angle,
but-
up the ropes.
Now they're really stuck. They have 0 exit. They commit so hard to this.
30.
Doubling down on the offensive push. Leaves them vulnerable and exposed, Will. Genji put up this wall.
Well,
ओमन
चल ठीक है, तुम लोग का बात अगर अज्यूम भी मैं करता हूँ कि इनको पता नहीं वहाँ पे, तो भी फर्स्ट
how
पेल
could
फ्लैश
you
डाल
guys
के
win
रेस पेल अप
against
करना
me
चाहिए.
1v1 when you need all 5 to
पुलिस
make
वाला
TS?
अल्ट वाला ये नहीं.
I'm already whole. I'm already 100% TS, he says, with that lone vandal. Saved over from the previous round and now tied up once again 11-11.
So guys, hit that like and subscribe
round.
button. Thank
Rifles
you.
across the
अल्ट्स क्या
board.
है?
Crucial ultimates ready as well. And Meteor. They've done this
अभी ये
every
राउंड
time
के
they
लिए
needed
प्रिपेयर
a
नहीं थे
crucial
ऐसा
win.
के लिए.
Secret
लास्ट
not
राउंड एम कर रहे थे.
entirely ready for it, but they
Oh,
fish it
no.
out as soon as it happens.
They have to find King.
भाई clear कर रहे
Surely you use the same move. Surely you sniff it out, but they don't.
One enemy remaining.
And what they do smell instead is near victory. Borkum, the only one left, an incendiary orbital strike, aggressive utility, but it's not that
next
useful in
round
these
इन लोग के
fights.
पास वाइपर अल्ट है, मीटियोर का भी अल्ट अभी अगर ऑर्ब ले लेता है या कुछ कर लेता तो आ जाएगा.
But that's not enough, Will, is it?
और ब्रीच अल्ट है.
No, and here's the thing with the creds like yours, even keeping that one molly alive for the next round is actually going to be so crucial. I mean, you just have to
बोलता है अगर
accept
मीटियोर
that
होता
it's
तो आजा
1v4.
ऑर्ब ले ले भाई.
You know, maybe it is finally Borkum time, but it's still 4 members on the other side of Genji. You also don't have the
Wait,
spike.
where's he going?
You're just trying to save. You're just trying to save, but there's so much time on the clock. Yeah, Borkum, he just has to escape as far as possible, right? I mean, you don't have any other choice. Match point, you just have to accept that it's already happened. You cannot possibly try
30 seconds
to
left.
fight for this. These are not the times for heroics. We've seen some crazy moments. This
Last
is not
में
it,
लेगा
and I
एकदम.
cannot fault
हाँ वो तो लग ही रहा है पर
going
अभी भी ऑर्ब टैप करेगा तो दे ही सकता है.
Every round just feels
सब क्लियर किया फिर लिया रे.
like it's Team Secret.
Top
hanging
secure
by a
चाहिए मुझे.
thread.
10
हाँ.
seconds left.
They won't have enough for a big buy and for a full buy. That crucial match point round.
वो सपोर्ट कर रहे. मैं टीएस पे कर रहा था पर
Genji on
जेंजी
the
अरे भाई.
hand.
TS को ही तो कर रहे हैं हम
I don't
लोग.
know what it
वो
is.
Genji
Might
में
be
भी
the
तो TS
pressure,
है
it might
IGL.
be the stress.
टीम सीक्रेट.
But Genji knows
हाँ वो भी है पर
exactly how
हम
to
लोग
press
टीएस में कर
in
रहे
and
हैं.
make it hurt. King just holding up by that one
क्या
box.
किया
that
कल
you
का
were
WhatsApp
saying.
बोल रहा है
Jeremy's
ना.
played that position
तो
before.
मैं बोला ना तेरे को कि
How did that
पता नहीं मेरे को
I
कहाँ
mean,
होने वाला है सेकंड.
Again, sure, that doesn't mean you suspect it every
मुंबई
time.
में होने
but
वाला है. वॉच पार्टी
as
मुंबई
soon
में
as
हो रहे
that
वाला है
first
तो
go
मिलते
happens,
हैं.
we're at least trying to create some angles where you're not both exposed, but
मिलेंगे ना
unfortunately,
मृदुल.
Team Secret not ready for it. Now an operator in hand of Meteor. It's match point in favor of Genji. Trying to close this out 2-0. Team Secret, they've showed so much promise. But today,
एडीएस
in the
तब
middle of
लॉन्ग
each
रेंज खोल
round,
सकते हो पर
TS
मैं तो
stays
बोलता
one
तभी यूज
step
करो जब
ahead.
तुम्हें वन टैप पे
King
कॉन्फिडेंस है.
continues to shut down any hope from Team Secret. Can they
Tapping
take
skills
this to
अच्छे
an
चाहिए
overtime
उसके.
and a potential Lotus?
They're trying to.
दो लोग का एडीएस
They're gonna
मैंने
fight
बहुत
tooth and
strong
nail,
दिखा है. एक है ये और एक है
They have to.
Bit of a
रोज.
boot
Bruce,
bot
Bruce,
just
क्या
to
WS?
try to push some
हाँ वो
positions
एडीएस
out. They
खोल
might
के
have
टपाटप
hurt that
दिए
shot
जाते.
at step, but I don't know if that's enough information. All 5 stacked up together, kind of like how DFM were last week, but you don't quite have the flash from Sky. What you do have is a Prowler, and
बहुत
that gives
मुश्किल
away
है
so
round.
much. It comes down to a bit of a gamble.
I mean, Genji, I don't think they have any interest in fighting this,
Yeah,
right?
they
They're
could.
gonna try to spray for some kills.
बाहर गया क्या
Oh,
नहीं?
and he's still good for one. He was just trying to buy time,
Oh,
and
no.
here's
बाहर
the
गया,
showstopper. All hope is being lost for Team Secret to bring this back, and now comes down
GG.
only to envy against all 5 members of
GG.
Genji. He's good for one, but that's all he gets as Genji closes out Fracture.
मुझे अच्छा लगा वो
13 to
शूस्टॉपर
11,
लेके सैचल
8-2.
वैचल करके
Oh,
भूल नहीं गए. एक
clean
किल लेना है बस.
victory
बस.
as they continue their wins in BC.
जैसे आवाज आ गया ऊपर आ गया है वो बंदा
Bow down,
खत्म करो.
peasants.
हाँ.
It takes 5 of you to make 1 of me. And on my side, I've got Meteor, Goddead, Eco,
क्या यही
Sylvan,
डिसिप्लिन अपने टीम में
and
देखने
King.
मिलेगा? क्या
An
पता.
incredible lineup. You know, this time both Eco and Sylvan playing the maps once again.
लोग
to
में भी है
victory
लैक ऑफ
on the
डिसिप्लिन.
side of
जैसे वो एमेन
Genji.
वाले राउंड पे उन लोग ने किया
Team
पर
Secret, you see it in their faces.
और majority of the part they are
they're
very
just not satisfied
disciplined.
with any part of this, because here's the thing. I mean, they were actually trying to take pages out
Bots
of so
को
many
मार
different
सकते हो
teams'
range
books, and
में
they've shown
अपना.
so much promise about it, but today, when they were the ones
किससे
trying to
बोलो
bait
उसको?
out
क्या
Genji
बोलते हैं?
into wasting
Aim
their
labs.
utility, Genji said,
एम लैब्स तो है ही.
That's what
अरे
we've
वो
been
भी करते
showing
थे ना
everyone
गप्पा.
here
क्या बोलते हैं
in the
उसको?
stadium.
30 watts.
We don't buy into
30
that,
bots तो
and
है.
then Team
Hard bots
Secret,
नहीं.
the mid-rounding starts to
अरे
fall
एक वो
apart.
तरीका था वो
They
क्या
start to
वो.
panic, and they start to actually just go into these 1v1 duels.
हाँ
Not
मतलब
something
एक किल
we
लेके
see from
फटाफट
them.
ट्रांसफर करके ऐसे
Not
टैप
at
टैप
all.
टैप टैप
But
बॉट्स
it's
को
good to
मारने का
see
ट्राई
these
करो बेसिकली.
mid-rounds. You start to lack that spark of innovation.
मतलब देखो
Just can't
जो तुम
quite
एम लाइव्स में कर
happen
सकते हो
when you're under that much pressure,
काइंड
under
ऑफ
that
रेंज में
much
भी कर
stress.
सकते हो. थोड़ा अलग है
Try
दोनों
to
में
pull a fast one on
obvious for
Genji.
obvious reasons.
And that is why I think, even though this was seemingly so close,
भाई इसका
like you
नोज
mentioned
ब्लीड रुकता
before,
क्यों नहीं
every
भाई?
single
उसको
round
लगता
it
है
almost felt
वो
like
नाक
Team
में डालने
Secret
से उसको
were
बफ मिलता है.
continuously fighting for
नोज
their
ब्लीड
lives.
किधर नहीं डालता है.
Yeah, and I mean, they looked a lot more
What
alive
went
on
wrong with
Fracture,
Sentinel
let's
last
say
night? I
that for
don't know,
sure.
bro.
Shadow
Watch
ban
party के
ban
बाद
क्या है रे भाई?
नहीं था
The
उधर.
way they were winning rounds, the way they were stringing together a couple, especially in that first half. But at the end of the day, Genji, I think that entire squad and then their IGLing and TS, the coaching staff, what they want to tell Team Secret
आज
today
मैं
is
बहुत
we've
थका हुआ हूँ.
always stayed one step ahead
Thank
of
you
you,
guys for
right?
tuning in.
One extra timeout, and
अभी
then we'll
अपन
catch
करते
right
हैं.
back up to you. We'll clean
आऊँगा
up the
next
map.
week.
They
Like,
use
subscribe,
that to
ठोक
their
दो.
advantage on both
Content
Haven
आएगा बीच
and
में, don't worry.
Fracture. Now
Stay tuned.
Genji
Bye bye guys.
continues
Have a
their
good day.
victories